Hello everybody, this is Teo Tamara and welcome back to Buried Stars. Today we are going to try, probably one last time, to make Do-Yoon lose his mental faculties. So, let's get started.
그러면
I guess it was from the beginning of Super Week to the finals.
혹시
Do you remember any conspicuous event or episode?
어?
Regarding the staff or contestants, or about me? Do you just want me to tell you anything?
네.
Yes, for now. Do-Yoon paused to think while rubbing her chin.
그게
There was a rival mission during episode 6.
그땐
Masquerade barely passed the rival mission.
난
And the show made it look like I had a serious conflict with Do-Hyuk.
맞아요.
I was surprised because it was different from what I saw.
그래
They portrayed me as a hysterical maniac. Do-Hyuk was also portrayed as someone who tried to go along with me but talked behind my back. In reality, it was just an intense discussion that resulted from our difference in opinions. Even after we came to an agreement, they made it look like we were still on bad terms with each other.
그렇지
They paired me up with Do-Hyuk.
그땐
What was the song for the team mission, Come What May?
맞아
You remember well. Do-Hyuk didn't give any opinion at the time. I'm sure Do-Hyuk had his own ideas, but he stuck to mine too much. He was giving his own only when I almost pressured him to. That might have looked like a quarrel.
난
I was actually enjoying our conversation.
그래도
I'm glad you guys made up. You guys shouldn't be holding a grudge against each other.
그건
Of course we made up. He was too passive, and I was curious as to what he really had in mind. It's one of the reasons why I provoked him a bit. Yeah, he later thanked me for that. Alright, so we gotta talk to the others first.
그런 거면
If they thought something was unfair, were they criticized for something they didn't do, or blamed more than they deserved? Is that why they're venting on like that on Fatter?
그럴지도
I just think it's plausible.
뭐였더라?
An incident involving the staff, if we're to narrow it down. Do-Hyuk and Do-Yoon faced each other, lost in thought. I remember the accident when our profiles got mixed up.
그랬지.
It was clearly a mess. People started a boycott of B-Stars and it became a trend to complain directly to the official B-Stars account. They missed the basic numbers, which means the data wasn't being managed properly. I even saw a comment accusing the show of fabricating the number of votes. Yeah, that's the only thing that comes to mind at the moment.
뭐였더라?
Did the finals begin with episode 9? Episode 6 was about team missions. You've got some good memory.
그거야.
I can't forget because that's when I made it to the finals.
혹시
Anything that comes to your mind.
글쎄.
Let's see. I had no time to care about other matters because things were so hectic back then.
나도
By then, everyone was slinging mud on their own. Okay, well, we know this is just... Well, he had trouble listening to both, I imagine.
그거 있잖아.
That's because people found out about your father, right? No. Was that...
그건
That must have been the beginning of the preliminaries. Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. Do-Hyuk closed his mouth and awkward silence filled the space between them.
괜찮아.
It's alright, you had a lot on your plate at the time. And you made it to the finals after overcoming your hardships. Can we really say he did that, though?
아,
Oh, you're talking about that time. When they broadcast the episode where they made it look like there was a serious argument between Do-Yoon and me.
그게
I think it was during episode 6. Kyo-hyuk scratched the back of his head. I was somewhat subdued because I wanted to keep the peace with her. It was a mistake, though.
그거야.
You did show respect. Consideration is not a bad thing.
그치만
Thank you for looking at it that way, but it was my fault. I might have appeared indifferent by lowering myself blindly to everything. Oh, I hadn't thought that far.
아무래도.
Do-Yoon also thought it was wrong. Our discussion might have sounded like an argument.
어?
And they aired it.
아니야.
No, actually, they just edited 2 different scenes together with that one. They were a different context, but they somehow made it look like we were throwing punches at each other. How the hell? So they highlighted the episode by distorting what actually happened. That's when I realized how truth could be distorted by ill-intentioned edits. Blame it on the edit.
하여튼
The public opposition was quite severe at the time. The built-up anger towards B-Stars finally exploded. They also suspected the production crew of intentionally changing the profiles in favor of some contestants.
그랬었지.
The company then saved its neck by creating a scapegoat. I heard it was the youngest staff member who uploaded the profile data. The production staff responded quickly. They fired him first and then made an official statement. Kyo-hyuk spoke again after a brief pause.
그런데
But the staff member was pretty well known in the fatter community.
그럴까?
He wasn't as well known as Sung-yeon, though.
혹시
Do you think he could be the one? I heard some of the staff members disclose their workplaces or job titles on fatter. They all seem to get along when things are going well, but things would get ugly if an accident occurred like the profile one. Some of them even ended up deleting their accounts. I overheard something like that several times. Let's talk about that, actually.
그게
Come to think of it, it could have happened to you as well. The official account manager came to see me out of nowhere.
그랬어.
Oh, he also came to see me. Do-Yoon quietly nodded. He told me he was being replaced after he got caught up in an issue and how he thought it was unfair.
그랬었지.
I had never seen this guy before, so I was a bit taken aback. He did that to you too?
그래.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere and said the same thing.
혹시
So you calmed him down, or? He might have had his own reasons.
솔직히
No, to be honest, I was a bit flustered. Why wouldn't I be? A total stranger suddenly came up and began to talk to me. Gyu-hyuk clutched his shoulders as if recollecting the moment.
맞아.
I'd be surprised too if a stranger suddenly approached me and told me a personal story. I too would be surprised if someone just randomly vented in general.
그러니까
I wouldn't know what to say. Same here. God, I hate that I relate to that so much.
잠깐만.
Come to think of it, they hired staff members sometime in between. A whole bunch of them came in and helped us with various things. And they all quit at the same time when school started up again.
어?
I know, what about them?
그러니까
They looked amazed. It was their first time seeing a celebrity at a broadcasting company and all the related facilities. What celebrity? Inha sighed while scratching the side of her head.
야,
You have no interest in anyone, do you? Do-Yoon, of course. They really said, wow, you hate everyone here. Oh, I remember now. She was a beloved member when those guys were in high school.
그렇다니까.
I think many of them were her fans. They cheered and screamed as soon as they saw her. They even asked for her autograph and took pictures with her. It looked like a fan meeting.
그땐
So you do remember. Just seeing them made me feel happy.
말하자면
Everyone wants to talk about their own story, right? And being a member of a certain organization doesn't forbid you from using fatter either. The problem is that using fatter could lead to more accidents.
정리하면
The problem lies with the management, not fatter.
혹시
Anything in particular that comes to mind? I remember the accident where the official account was mistakenly used for posting inappropriate comments.
그거야.
Anyone can make a mistake.
야,
Hey, think about it. Not all mistakes are the same.
완전 아니야?
It's his main task we're talking about here. Inha sighed at Do-Yoon, who looked embarrassed.
아니야?
It's the account for posting announcements. Imagine how many people saw the message. It was such an explosion of criticism. He explained that he mixed up the official account with his personal account, but people didn't buy it. Everyone thought that there must have been another reason. By then, I couldn't watch it anymore. Oh, I would have loved to be on Fatter that day. I would have been cackling the whole time.
그렇다면
Come to think of it, he was one of the fans.
그게
Who is he? He was given the role of managing the official account later. Inha clicked her tongue while looking at Do-Yoon's face.
뭔데?
Why do you look so lost?
아니 잠깐.
It's like you don't care about anything other than yourself.
그게
Well, at the time I had Masquerade to worry
그래.
about. I see, I guess that makes sense. The problem is that he played favorites with the official account.
진짜.
The account accident was ridiculous. He used the official account to share negative posts towards Hyesung. Not just a few, but a whole bunch of posts. Inha frantically scratched the back of her head.
그게
He's also been monitoring Fatter with his personal device. He had been switching between the official account and his personal account when writing posts, and he forgot to switch accounts when writing the post. That sounds horrible.
어쨌든
He deleted the post right away, but it was too late. People, starting with Hyesung's fans, reacted crazily. Honestly, I could see this happening. I could see.
그래도
That was a human error. Even the staff members must have their preferences.
말이 돼?
You're not making any sense.
아니거든.
Even if they do, they shouldn't show it on the official account. Inha glared at Do-Yoon. He openly showed his affection towards Beloved when he was on the official account. And he shared an inappropriate post on the official account, so what would other people think?
아니야?
They accused B-Stars of shunning Hyesung while supporting Choo-young.
그러면
Looking at it that way, I believe this was the most serious accident.
그렇지만
But surprisingly, the accident was all wrapped up after they posted the statement of apology. The official account manager was replaced instead of getting fired.
그러니까
That's why timing is important. He got caught and punished, but survived nonetheless. While the other guy got fired immediately after messing up the profiles.
맞아요.
Clearly, it was B-Stars who leaked Seung-yeon's accident for the first time. S_Seung-yeon ran their mouth off as if Seung-yeon was really dead. At the time, there wasn't even an official announcement yet.
그럴지도
I guess the information could have been circulated internally.
그게요.
There are so many group chats that the staff use. There are different types of staff members, so it's hard to keep account of them. There's also a chat room for former staff members.
혹시
Are some of these chat rooms used for work purposes?
네.
Of course, for emergency contacts. Since we have some part-timers, not everyone was given a company email, you know.
그럼
Do you think they also received the information provided by us? Sale nodded after a brief silence.
어쩔 수 없죠.
They had to post a notice on the Beastars official account and report the news to the executives. It's likely that the news was spread amongst the group chats as well. Still, the scope is quite broad, even if we narrow it down to those in the chat rooms.
사실은
It's just that so many people come and go. And sometimes former employees still remain in some chat rooms.
네?
Any mistakes made by the staff? You're talking about the guy responsible for the social media part?
맞아.
Something about holding a grudge or being neglected. Sale stared into the air for a minute but soon regained focus.
사실은
In fact, there were a few incidents. Who doesn't use fatter these days? Although you're one of the few people who seldom use fatter.
그렇다고 볼 수 있죠.
That's why information has often been leaked by the staff. A leak?
말하자면
For example, using personal accounts to upload photos while working on the show, or leaking the recording schedule and rankings and so on.
그런 편이죠.
If people discover the personal accounts of Beastar staff members, hardcore fans keep monitoring them. I heard they've been coaxing new info out of one of the more gullible members or even offering to pay for new info. Experienced staff member would have been careful, but they were also short-term workers. There was another training session for the entire staff after the preliminaries.
아무래도요.
It was for conveying the message to the staff that they should be careful with their personal accounts.
그럼
Has the number of incidents decreased since then? Yeah, but not completely.
그럴까?
They seem more disgusted than other people.
혹시
Any eligibility requirements you remember? Like age or educational background? Something that would make them feel that they're better than those two?
모르겠어요.
College students have good educational backgrounds. I'm not sure if you were aware of this, but there were so many college kids.
그런 편이죠.
They worked during college breaks and quit before the new school semester begins. Which episodes were they then?
그거야.
Considering what was filmed, it should be from episodes 6 and 7. Sale stopped talking and gave a smirk.
근데 그게
By the way, that kinda puts me in the category too. I'm older than Hyesung. I graduated from university, although I have no sense of inferiority, I still hate Hyesung.
혹시나
Am I also a suspect? Was it by that? Well...
그래?
You hated Hyesung that much? To the extent that he would suspect you? Although Hyesung wasn't well received by most people, but...
전혀요.
There was nothing I liked about him, to be honest. Still, I don't think he deserved to die or anything. And I saw other contestants getting eliminated because of him.
그게요.
That's what got me angry.
그래.
Yes, it's understandable that you might be unhappy with some things as a staff member.
네.
Exactly. I'm not the type to hurt anyone. Anyway, our suspect pool is too broad at the moment.
그 말은
During Super Week?
그래.
Yes, what happened in episodes 6 to 9 have been mainly discussed, so it's very likely that it is someone who worked during that period.
혹시나
Only that time period was covered because we were too into criticizing Hyesung's past, right?
그리고
And there are so many staff members who worked during that time. We hurriedly hired so many new recruits after the preliminaries because we were understaffed. Although many of them quit soon after, most of them were hired during episodes 6 to 9. Their numbers amounted to about half the total B-Star staff for this season.
그거 있잖아.
Can't we narrow it down? Do any of those new recruits stand out? My memory is vague.
불확실해요.
It was during a college break, so we hired a lot of college students as contract workers. It's not like I hired or interviewed them myself, I can't remember every single one of them.
그거야.
That happened often.
그래?
Are you saying you guys check on all the staff members?
사실은
We don't even have to, they tend to post it on their own. And their posts automatically become an issue. Well, there's no law prohibiting you from posting photos of your workplace. I'm sure they enjoy the attention at first, but it never ended happily.
그렇다고 볼 수
It
있죠.
was the worst after the profile accident happened. Even his private account was dragged out. It was right after the incident, wasn't it? Even a simple grumble was magnified as something very significant.
결국
I guess Ki-hyuk was right, so what happened in the end?
그게요.
He deleted his account and disappeared. Even after he got fired, he was on the verge of falling victim to doxing. Sei lowered his gaze after realizing the stunned look on Do-Yoon's face. You didn't know, it's only natural. I had no idea, I feel terrible. I should have stood up for him.
아닐 거예요.
Even if the contestant sided with him, it wouldn't have changed a thing. I kind of wondered if messing up the profiles could be grounds for termination, though. The rest of the staff was busy preparing for the main episodes, but then we had to do his work too. Some staff members complained about having to do more work. Even the staff members were divided on this issue.
네.
You can henpeck at the lazy person, but you can do nothing about a moron. That's what Sung-yeon used to say. He had also made some other mistakes in the past. I understand he might have felt like it was unfair, but it was his fault that he didn't comply with the policy concerning personal accounts.
그런 편이죠.
Most of them quit after a short period of time.
그래도
But some must have remained, right?
그렇죠.
The homepage manager in the support department was still there. He said he might join the military after some time, though.
그리고
There might be a couple left in the social media department. Well, that's all I can think of for now.
그러면
Only those in the support department remain then.
아닐 거예요.
Actually, all new recruits were assigned to the support department from the beginning. They were going to quit soon, so I only assigned them simple jobs that didn't require lots of training. Like for the homepage or social media, stuff that required lots of menial labor.
그런 편이죠.
There were many odd jobs around the show. For example, moving the equipment or costumes. Updating Fatter was also one of them.
그건
Are you talking about the official account?
네.
Yeah, that part also had many ups and downs. They were constantly changing who was in charge of managing it.
그래?
They kept changing the manager.
그거야
That's... Sale continued with his arms crossed.
말하자면
The first manager was replaced by the now ex-staff member for a bit. The former staff member, the one responsible for the profile accident? Yes, but he wasn't just in charge of that, he was working on many things at the same time. After the profile accident happened, the original manager returned. Come to think of it, he was also a strange person. What do you mean?
그게요.
It was somewhat similar to Hyesung.
그렇다는 건
Too much in a fatter? Just like Hyesung?
정답이죠.
Yes, exactly. Since he was responsible for the official account, he had many fatter friends. He was just conveying the messages generated internally when he made such a big deal out of it. So even if he made a small mistake, most users acted benevolently towards him. He was a fatter star just like Hyesung.
그치만
Although now people criticize him, people want speedy updates. Saeed put on a riddling expression on his face. I guess it's all the more confusing now that Sung-yeon isn't there to run things. I was surprised at first. I was happy someone would remember that time and welcome me. I wish only good things happened, but
혹시
something happened.
그게
It was my mistake. He wanted to hear stories from the past, so I told him a little.
그게
From the past, what are you talking about? About the concept of beloved. The concept of beloved, it was such a cute group.
근데
At first, its concept was to be chic, but it had to be changed right before the debut.
그땐
At the time, that was gaining popularity. Must have been a misjudgment. I was confused but okay with it, because it was a debut that we had been longing for. I don't see anything wrong with that story, though.
그건 그렇지만
Then the next day, what I said was posted on the official Beastars website and Fatter. You must have immediately known who was responsible. My boss called me up, but I was reprimanded.
그때
I've learned to watch my mouth ever since. I answered his question because I was glad to see him. Well, Do-Yoon still shouldn't have been reprimanded for that.
확실히
I began to watch my mouth.
그럴지도.
Things had gotten awkward and other contestants became quiet. The staff members overhear many things while working at the studio.
난
I was just answering his questions. They even posted a notification for everyone involved in the show. I never thought I'd be the first one.
그건
Whoever spread it is at fault. You only answered somebody's questions.
아니지.
I'm also responsible. I shouldn't have run my mouth. Thankfully, I was given a warning and received no penalties. But what about the staff member who wrote the post? Was he okay too? Do-Yoon wore a puzzled look while nodding her head.
결국
But in the end, the accident happened.
그래요?
Accident, by the way, which staff member spread the post?
그게
It was the youngest staff member. Oh, the guy who got fired after the profile accident.
맞아.
Right, even before the accident, he often wrote posts about contestants on the website or fatter. He was probably fired because of that.
그러고 보니
There were staff members other than those who quit when school started again. They joined the staff at around the same time but worked longer before quitting.
그래요?
People who quit voluntarily or including both? Ju-Young frowned, trying to trace back through her memory. One was the youngest staff member who got fired after the profile accident.
혹시
Was there someone else?
어,
There was a guy who quit before the finals. I can't remember the reason, but I think it was something personal.
그게
How do you know that?
그렇지.
Sometimes I exchange small talk with the staff members. I could never do that. I still get nervous when I'm on stage. But I don't talk to them anymore. I've been through a lot. For now, only those two come to mind. And I don't really think there's anything to talk about with you either.
그 말은
I think it's easier to find someone without any mistakes.
아무래도
Tons of mistakes were made for each episode,
그렇죠.
and most of the mistakes are somewhat similar. They just kept happening one right after another. What was the accident that you just mentioned? Well, obviously this one's...
그건
Ju-Young answered the staff's questions about Beloved's debut concept and word got out.
Ah.
Oh, that. Say wiped the tip of his nose with the back of his hand.
그리고
Also, the official account manager's mistake was huge.
그랬지.
There were so many accidents. Everyone suspected him of being a hardcore fan of Beloved. Later, it was proven true after his personal account was uncovered. Of course, the viewers who cheered for other contestants weren't happy about it. The fatter manager has no reason to visit the stage.
말도 안 돼요.
I guess that's why he was overreacting, but he crossed the line. He must be lucky, though, since he never got fired.
그렇죠.
You remember very well when I don't. He
그게
seems to have created controversy when he quit the job.
어?
Did you hear that from Ju-Yoon? She was close with some staff members. Let me think. Sei rubbed his chin with his hand. The guy who quit before the finals wasn't hired during the Super Week team mission. The youngest staff member who had been hired at the end of the preliminaries was fired. You know when and how he got fired.
그런 것 같아.
Was it at the end of the preliminaries because of the profile accident? The preliminaries ended in the middle of August.
아닐 거예요.
I just said we hired him after the preliminaries. I'm sorry, I was mistaken.
Do-Yoon.
The incident you're referring to happened right before the finals. It was very noisy back then, but I guess it didn't really concern the contestants. He did odd jobs around the show, such as managing the computers and devices and briefly managing the official B-Stars account.
그러면
What's the story with the staff member who quit his job?
그거야.
He didn't make any trouble when he quit. He worked as an assistant, and he quit because he had to go back to school. That's all I can remember for now. He had finally compiled the list of the staff who could be S_Seungyeon.
프로필 사건 때 잘린 막내 스텝. 그리고
A former staff member who got fired after the profile
공식 계정
accident.
관리 스텝.
The official fatter account manager.
얘기하다 보니
That's
그렇게
a-
남았네.
That's what we have left.
엄한 사람 찍으면 역풍 맞을지도 몰라요.
If we accuse an innocent person, it could backfire. Just then, a message from Plughole arrived. Yo, man. It's time to end it all. You get with the big picture now after talking with people?
선택할 시간이야.
It's time to make a choice.
이야기를 재구성해볼게.
Let me reconstruct the story.
먼저 막내 스텝부터.
We'll start with the former staff member.
막내 스텝은 지역 예선 끝날 때쯤 들어왔다고 했어.
The former staff member came right before the end of the regional preliminaries.
해고당한 건
And this-
프로필 문제가 드러난 다음
And this kid got fired after the profile error had surfaced.
추측한 범위에 맞다고 볼 수 있어.
It's safe to say he should probably be on our list of possible suspects.
프로필 사건 터지고 개인적으로 쓰는 계정도 끌려 나왔어.
As a profile accident happened, his personal account was also reviewed by others.
해고당하고도 한참 동안 비난에 시달렸지.
Even after he got fired, he received a lot of blame.
스텝끼리 한 말이나 출연자한테 들은 얘기 같은 걸 유출한 적 있었어.
He leaked some info, including staff conversation, contestant conversations, and his personal impression of the contestants.
끝났어.
I'm done talking about the former staff member.
출연자 정보는 어떻게 알았던 거죠?
How did he get to know the information on contestants?
유출 사건이 있었지.
There was a leak.
일하는 동안 가십을 모으고 여러 채널로 퍼뜨렸어.
The former staff member gathered gossip and spread it through a number of
여러
channels.
잡무를 했고 전산이나 기기에 관련된 일도 있었지.
He did odd jobs around the show, including some random tech stuff with computers and other devices.
잠깐 공식 계정도 맡아서 쓴 적이 있었고
He was also temporarily put in charge of managing the official account.
워치 기능하고 페이터 비번에 대해서도 알만한 개연성이 있어.
It is quite likely that he knew the watch's functions and the fatter password.
비번을 받은 건 본선 2회야.
But the password
전의 일인데.
was issued during the second round of the finals. He was fired long before that.
아, 그건 제가 말해볼게요.
Oh, I can explain that
관련
part.
스텝은 더 일찍 알 수 있었을 거예요. 본선 1회까지는 페이터도 대신 썼으니까.
The person in charge of fatter could have been given that info earlier. He was in charge of the official fatter account until the first round of the finals.
해고 상태라 오늘 사고에도 휘말리지 않았어.
Since he was already fired, he wasn't involved in today's
스텝
accident.
연락망 중에 아직 남아 있다면 우리가 전한 PD님 소식을 일찍 듣는 것도 가능해.
And if he's still on the staff contact list, it is possible that he might have heard the news about Seungyeon right away.
잘린 사람이 연락망에 남아 있을까?
Why would he still be on the list if he was fired?
사실 좀 그렇긴 한데 가능하긴 해요.
That's a good point, actually, and it's quite possible.
스텝 구성이 좀 복잡해서요. 계약에 파견사도 껴있고
The staff structure is a bit complicated since it includes temps and contractors.
수색하려는데 명단도 제대로 안 나올 정도니까.
We can't even properly search the
그렇게
list.
쳐도 왜 익명으로 반역박을 하는 건데?
Then why would he make anonymous threats?
그건 아마
That's
프로필 사건으로 해고된 건 같아요.
probably because he got fired after the profile
더
accident.
짚어볼 여지는 있지만요.
Although there are some other points we should go over.
다음은 공식 계정 관리자 차례야.
Let's talk about the official account manager next.
공식 계정 운영자는 몇 번이나 교체됐었어.
Official account management duties changed hands several times.
결국 돌고 돌아 원래 하던 사람한테로 돌아갔지.
After trying a few different people out, the task was given back to the first account manager.
지금 관리자. 그러니까 처음 계정을 관리하던 사람은
This-
계정 실수를 저질렀어.
This account manager, the first official account manager, made a crucial mistake.
페이스타 공식 계정에 로그인한 채로 혜성이 까는 글을 공유해버렸지.
He shared a post that criticized Hyesung while logged into the official B-Stars account.
바로 공유를 취소했지만 벌써 많은 사람들이 본 다음이었어.
He deleted the post right away, but many people had already seen it.
개인 계정과 공식 계정을 헷갈렸다고 해명했었지.
He explained that he used the official account by mistake instead of his own personal account.
사람들은 실수가 아닐 거라며 이유를 찾겠다고 나섰어.
But some people didn't believe it was a mistake and claimed they would find the true reason.
그러다 개인 계정에서 옛 비러브드 팬을 자처했던 걸 찾았지.
Soon, one of them found out that the account manager was a fan of Beloved while checking out his personal account.
스텝이 본분을 잊고 자기 덕질에 치우쳤다고 그랬어.
He obsessed about a celebrity crush and neglected his duties as staff member.
결국 관리자는 징계를 받고 교체당했지.
Eventually, he was disciplined and replaced.
출연자들한테 와서
이-
호소하기도 했어.
He even complained to the contestants that he'd been set up.
나름대로 억울하다는 거였지.
I guess he had his reasons for making that complaint.
이쪽도 정리됐어. 공식 계정 관리자 얘기.
Now I'll explain the episode regarding the official account manager.
그쪽은 현장 스텝이 아니야. 사고에 휘말리지 않았어.
The account manager didn't work on site, so he wouldn't have been affected by this accident either.
그렇지. 지금도 계속 글 쓰고 있으니까.
Right, he's writing posts even now.
데이터를 관리했으니까 우리 쪽 비번도 알 개연성이 있어.
Since he managed the fatter account, there's a possibility that he's aware of our password.
출연자들 얘기를 어느 정도 알고 있는 건?
So how would he know all the personal info about the
컨셉
contestants?
잡아야죠. 어떤 스텝한테는 전달돼요.
Sometimes that's shared with certain staff members. They need it so they can come up with character concept ideas for the show.
범위가 어디까지인지 무슨 얘기인지까진 각각 다르지만요.
Although I'm not sure what info is shared with whom exactly.
PD님 얘기를 일찍 아는 것도 베스타 관리자한테는 가능했어.
It's also possible that the Beastar's account manager heard about Seung-yeon.
우리가 제작진에게 말했으니까 바로 전파됐을 수 있어.
We told the production crew about her death, so it could have been passed on quickly.
그렇다면 뭐에 빡쳐서 이러는 건데?
Then what's he pissed off at?
공식 계정으로 혜성이 까는 글을 공유했었지.
He used the official account to share a post that criticized Hye-sung.
실수라고 했지만 맹 비난을 받다 결국 징계까지 갔어.
He said it was a mistake, but eventually he was punished for it after being severely blamed.
개인 계정에선 혜성이 안티에 영희 누나 팬이었던 게 밝혀졌고.
People found his personal account, and as it turns out, he was a big fan of Do-Yoon and a hater of Hye-sung.
정말 상상도 못했어.
I didn't even imagine.
갑자기 우리한테 억울하다면서 훅 들어오기도 했었고.
He even came to us complaining about how unfairly he was punished.
본인 딴에 이유가 있다는 거였으니까.
I guess he had his own reasons.
혜성이가 사고 치니까 나름 돕겠다고 한 건데 자기만 불이익을 봤다고 생각한 것 같았어.
Hye-sung continued to get himself in trouble, so I guess he was trying to help the show, but in the end he thought he was the only one who suffered. Considering three conditions, the motive for anonymous attacks, the position to access the contestant's secrets in Seung-yeon's death, and access to the watch's password info, the official account manager and former staff both satisfied all three conditions.
막상 여기까지 오니 결론이 어렵네. 누굴까?
We've come this far, but it's so difficult to draw a conclusion. Who could it be?
글쎄요.
먼저 하나 시도하고 영 별로다 싶으면 넘어가면?
We could try one of them and move on if we're wrong.
실패할 경우의 리스크도 생각하셔야죠.
The fallout from accusing the wrong person, though. Seiyu came forward while adjusting his glasses.
아까부터 조금 애매했던 건데요.
I've been feeling uncertain about
추측이야
something.
괜찮아요. 출연자 계정으로 저격하실 거면 반대예요.
I'm okay with your guesswork, but you better not use your contestant account to accuse them.
싸움 붙는 순간부터 문제가 생겨요.
That will create
아시잖아요.
a problem for me, you know.
그 책임은 딱 한 명 스텝인 저한테 올 수도 있고요.
Since I'm the only staff member here, I could be held responsible for your actions.
야, 그치만
Hey, but
제대로 짚어도 저쪽이 잡아떼면 그만이긴 해.
even if we chose the right one, he could simply deny it.
정황은 있어도 확실한 단서가 없어. 그럼 여기까지겠지.
What we need is hard evidence, not circumstantial evidence. If we don't have that, the whole thing ends here.
규혁이 형 말대로예요.
Exactly.
S승현이 바깥에 있는 놈 같단 것까지 나왔잖아요.
We agree that S_Seung-yeon isn't someone in here with us, right?
그럼 제가 뭐라고 하든 신경 끄면 되는 거라고요.
That we could just ignore whatever they say. They weren't wrong. Introduce a second ballot system or something. Why don't you answer me? Do-Yoon explained how he narrowed down the pool of staff suspects and their stories. If S_Seung-yeon is under a lot of pressure, we can take them out using circumstantial evidence. But it doesn't seem to be the case, meaning we can't. Then what should we do? We need stronger evidence other than circumstantial one. Like what? I've accessed Hyesung's cloud before. Then it was logged in the IP access history. I saw the history, but there were not many logs. I guess Hyesung hardly visited the backup server. I found out another IP logged several times before me. Bypassed IP visit from one of the African countries. Guess who? It's S_Singyun's IP. Does it have to do with choosing between the two? Of course, you bet your life on it. Cloud is connected from a PC. If there's a foreign IP logged, S_Singyun is using a PC to access Fatter. Let's hit the official account, but I need your help. What help? I have taken a very interesting bait link related to you guys. If someone clicks it, their IP and device model will be logged. Then you send the same link to the official account. Why me? Because I can't. S_Singyun may ignore a link sent by an anonymous user, so it must be sent by you. If the link is accessed from the official account, the IP and device model will be logged. Then I'll check if the IP is the same as the one logged in the cloud server and if the device is PC. What if S_Singyun uses two PCs? One for the official account, the other for S_Singyun. Look, buddy. Let's suppose you're the official account manager and also using S_Singyun account from another PC. You could have clicked the link and see the whole content in it. Then how likely is it for you to go to another PC to log in as S_Singyun and click the link again, or go to another PC to click the link sent to the official account? It's not impossible, but extremely unlikely. We have seen how this person is behaving, all their careless behaviors. Let's sum it up. If the first visitor's IP is the same as the one in the cloud and the device's PC, the official account manager is S_Singyun, or the former staff member, either of the two. Does it have to be like a personal story? We could still lure him without such a thing. Take it or leave it. I'm 100% sure that personal story is the best way to lure that word. We must make S_Singyun click that link. Just put up the title, write nothing. Don't be scared, man. If you don't like using others, why not use yours, Do-Yoon? We don't really have to disclose anything. My finger hurts from typing too long. Then make up your mind and let me know so I can check it. Let's end it. The conversation ended with an unsolved question. At this point, there is no other way. We decided to go along with Plughole's advice.
혹시서 링크를 찍을 만한 얘기.
Something that's attractive enough to click the link.
황당한 걸 빼고
A plausible,
그럴싸한 화제를 고르면
a plausible story, not something unrealistic.
내 이야기로 미끼를 던지면 어떨까?
Should I lure him with my own story? I could tell him it's about how I came to join B-Stars, for example. I'd rather reveal my own information rather than others. I'm back with the link. Send this link to the official B-Stars account manager with some appealing description.
내 차례인가?
It's my turn now. It's so... What is this? He threw the bait and waited. A few minutes later, Plughole's message arrived. Package has been delivered. Here is the identity of S_Singyun you've requested. You've checked the logs? Of course. Here's the result of the bait link. The identity of S_Singyun is... We'll continue after ad. Oh, come on, I'm serious here. Don't get serious, it doesn't help. Anyway, the identity of S_Singyun is... Say it? Young staff member. The identity of S_Singyun who'd been harassing everyone. It was the former staff member who got fired as a scapegoat. Different IP and device for the official account. A few minutes later, the IP from the cloud reappeared. The former staff member still seems to have access to the network. B-Star's friend, security comes first. Anyway, now is the time to decide. Decide what? We will make S_Singyun unable to come back anymore. We can embarrass S_Singyun by revealing what we've collected so far. That's the life. The higher you soar up, the greater the damage when you fall. It wasn't easy for Do-Yoon to send the answer. The former staff member who exploited the death of Seung-yeon and mocked the survivors. Was it because he was so resentful at the show's success and the spotlights on the contestants? Was it that unfair? Was it that miserable? Nobody here remembered his name. He was not a noteworthy person. The former staff member, no one remembered much about him at all. Excuse me, are you there or what? You don't like a noisy brawl, you want to handle it quietly. Then we can just report who he is to the official account manager. You prefer that way. I want the tea. Let Pluggle do what he wants. I'll leave it to you. Okay, let's beat the crap out of this loser. Just wait and watch the show. I'm sure a few sucker punches will soon turn into mob violence. Other people might have a different idea. You should persuade them. But Do-Yoon, listen carefully. It's a big thing to take down S_Seung-yeon. Your friends there will have more room to breathe for a while. But this is not the end. Probably due to a signal issue, no further message came from him. He checked the timeline on the watch. S_Seung-yeon, the most popular account in Fatter. I'm sad to say that it was the new staff who got fired for messing up the B-Stars profile. I've already checked the IP, so don't worry about the dude. The two can't be living in Africa or something, right? Nervous, huh? The mail address and the first digits of the phone number match exactly when I checked the recovery option. I understand it must have been difficult and frustrating, but it's not what the contestants prayed for the profile error to occur. Isn't he almost certainly S_Seung-yeon? Finally, the truth will show itself. You framed him as the informer of Hyesung's past life, and it didn't work. Now you're trying to frame him as an evil staff member? Haven't you seen my photo of the scene? I can't believe you're still suspecting me over that hypocrite. Rookie, I'll be waiting on a new photo full of metadata. Don't think it's going to work. Of course it's impossible. You want another piece of evidence? Fine, just hold there. You know, the former staff member's personal account had been exposed. Now that I think about it, S_Seung-yeon sounds pretty much like him. Yeah, it is weird for him to impersonate Seung-yeon out of everyone else. I checked the former staff member's pattern. He spoke just like this guy. And you know what? The account was changed to private mode just now. Didn't he make an excuse that the mix-up data was not his mistake? Only weirdos make such a basic mistake. Is it true that S_Seung-yeon is the next staff member who was fired? Is he causing all this trouble impersonating the dead person for his personal grudge? What a loser. If survivors and his bereaved families fire a suit, his life is over. If S_Seung-yeon is really that guy, then he'd better kneel down and beg for mercy to everyone right now. Or does he have something up his sleeve, a secret card or something? Around the time of the profile issue, I heard from a friend of mine who knew that guy. My friend said he was a wacko. A true genuine wacko out of all the staff members. Look! S_Seung-yeon's posts are being erased. He's running away now. If he's deleting them all, it's obvious who he is. Those who dance to S_Seung-yeon's tones, they should do something to make up their stupid mistake by writing an apology post or something. I don't expect much, though. What S_Seung-yeon has disclosed so far were rumors that he heard while working for B-Stars. S_Seung-yeon is done. It was tried to witch hunt survivors using public opinion only to face backlash. People take decisive action on spreading false information about survivors or damaging the reputation of the deceased. S_Seung-yeon never came back. It served as proof that his identity was successfully revealed. Public opinion shifted suddenly. The timeline was flooded with posts criticizing and blaming S_Seung-yeon. Is it finally over? S_Seung-yeon, who had been harassing the group for so long, finally made his exit. His exit wasn't as pleasant or delightful as Do-Yoon had imagined it would be. The survivors exchanged flustered looks with one another.
퇴장이네요, S 승연. 아니, 막내 스텝.
S_Seung-yeon, I mean the former staff member, is out of the picture now.
어이없지만 걔 이름도 잘 생각이 안 나요.
The sad thing is I can't even remember his name.
다들 마찬가지일 거야.
I guess none of us do. Choo-young, who was holding the watch by her knee, raised her head.
프로필 사건의 원인이었다니.
I can't believe the profile accident was the cause of this.
우리가 자르라고 한 거 아니잖아. 근데 왜?
We were not the ones who fired him, so why?
이슈의 간판은 출연자니까.
The main actors of Beastars are us, the contestants.
실실 쪼개고 다니는 꼴을 보니 증오가 쌓였다 그런 건가?
His hatred probably grew towards us as we looked merry and happy on screen. There was a heavy silence. The pressure they felt while the identity of S_Singyun was hidden was no longer there. And the next question in the queue emerged in its place. A depressing question that would weigh upon them heavily.
근데 그러면
By the way, at the same time, the question was inevitable.
서혜성을 죽인 건 누구야?
Then who murdered Hyesung? That is the question of the hour, isn't it? Sale stretched out his hand to interrupt.
그거야
Well...
그거야 모르죠. S승연 아닌 건 확실한데.
We'll never know it wasn't S_Singyun for sure, but...
다시 원점으로 돌아가나?
Are we going back to square one?
S승연. 정말 여기 사건이랑 관계가 없는 건가?
Do you really think S_Singyun has nothing to do with the incidents in here?
넘겨짚다 분위기를 탄 것뿐일 거야.
I think he just got lucky with his guesses.
그럼 역시 어디 숨은 놈이 범인이겠지?
Then I guess the attacker is hiding here somewhere, right?
모르겠어. 한 번 다 뒤져본 다음이라.
I don't know. We've already searched the whole area.
어쨌든 누가 있다고 믿고 싶어. 우리가 모르는 어디에.
I want to believe that there's someone hiding somewhere that we haven't discovered yet.
그게 아니면 결론이 하나뿐이잖아.
If that's not the case, only one possibility remains.
우리 안에 범인이 있다는 거.
It must be one of us. The beads of sweat on Do-Yoon's neck suddenly turned cold.
그럴 리가요. 당연히 따로 있죠.
No
우리 말고
way! It's gotta be someone else.
뭐든 확실한 건 하나야.
One thing is for sure.
단단히 뭉쳐 있으면 안전해.
As long as we stick together, we are safe.
우린 5명이니까요.
There are 5 of us. Inha's gaze lingered among the rest of the group. There was an awkward silence.
그치? 그렇겠지?
That's right.
그런데 나 궁금한 게 있어.
By the way, I have a question. Inha slowly turned around to face Ki-hyuk.
서혜성 보러 분장실 갔을 때
When you went to the dressing room to meet Hyesung,
얘기 끝나고 바로 돌아온 거 맞지?
you came back here right after
그때
meeting.
걔 멀쩡했지?
You came back here right after meeting him. Was he okay till then?
뭐?
Huh?
그냥 궁금해서 난 걔 만나지도 못했고.
I'm just curious. I didn't even get to see him.
바로 왔어. 다음은 다 아는 척이었고.
I came back right after. You know what happened after that.
여기 있는 사람은 혜성이를 해칠 이유가 없어.
No one here has a reason to hurt Hyesung.
이유가 있어야 그래? 수 틀려서 열받아서 그럴 수도 있잖아.
There has to be a reason. Somebody could have gone crazy for a moment in such a stressful situation.
혜성이 기억이 온 다음에도 S승연이랑 싸웠어.
Hyesung argued with S_Singyun even after Ki-hyuk had come back.
그거는 뭐
That's
그런가?
that's true. Ki-hyuk slightly loosened the knot of his tie.
다 뿌리치고 혼자 간 건 이나 너였어.
Inha, you were the one who insisted on going when everyone tried to stop you.
수 틀려서 열받아서 그런 거라면
Somebody could have
범위를 넓혀보는 게 어때?
somebody could have lost her sanity as well.
나? 지금 내 얘기?
Her, you mean me?
걔가 페이터에 뭔 소리를 할지 몰라서 그랬지.
I went there because I didn't know what trash he was gonna post on
뭔지가 모를
Fatter.
걸 발표하니 많이 그러는데 손 놓고 봐?
We couldn't just sit around and do nothing when he was about to make an announcement about God knows what. Do-Yoon felt like throwing up and my head was spinning. He tried to ease the group's anxiety by removing S_Singyun from the picture. Once that S_Singyun was gone, they began to suspect one another.
이나, 네가 말한 페이터 발표 얘긴 결국 뭐였는지 모르게 됐어.
About the Fatter announcement that you mentioned, now we'll never know what it was about.
우리가 아는 건 혜성이가 하나씩 불러 사태를 강요했던 것뿐이야.
The only thing we know is that Hyesung called us one by one to persuade us to drop out of the competition.
잠깐, 그거 처음에 누가 말해줬지?
Wait, who first told us about that?
사태 얘기하면서 협박 비슷하게 했단 말 서혜성한테 직접 들은 게 아니야.
Then he made a threat when talking about forcing us out of the audition. We didn't hear it from him directly.
전해 들은 거지.
We heard it from someone else. Okay, we're just okay. The timing was off, so Do-Yoon kept his mouth shut. It's probably better this way.
도윤이 형,
Do-Yoon.
처음 저 얘기 전해준 사람
이-
형이잖아요.
It was you who told us that first.
기억 안 나세요? 혹시 일부러 가만히 계시는 거예요?
Are you remaining silent on purpose, or did you forget that you did?
뭔데? 생각이 바로 안 났어?
What is it? Did you forget about it?
워낙 여러 가지 사건이 있었으니까.
It's just that so many things happened.
한 턴만 쉬었다 얘기하는 게 좋겠어.
Inha, you need to take it easy.
내 스케줄은 내가 짤게.
Hey, mind your own business. Chu-young intervened, raising her hands.
얘기해보는 정도는 괜찮다고 생각해.
It won't hurt to talk about it.
혼자 불안에 떠는 것보다 낫겠지.
It'd be better than trembling in fear all alone.
그치만 너무 딥하게 들어가지 말자.
But let's not go too deep.
그렇게까지 할 생각은 아니었어.
That is not what I had in mind.
제일 수상했던 놈이 막 퇴장했으니까요.
SM_Singyeon was the most suspicious and he
각자
just
생각이
departed.
많아지는 건 어쩔 수 없어요.
Naturally, we're all thinking a lot right now.
그건 나도
Right.
마찬가지니까.
Right, I am too. We are having a big brain moment. Chu-young put one hand on the top of her head and slowly took a deep breath.
혜성이 찾았을 때 벌써 여러 가지를 따져봤어.
I considered lots of possibilities when we found Hyesung.
그땐 S 승연이 제일 수상하다는 전제가 있었지.
At that time, SM_Singyeon was apparently our public enemy as well as the prime suspect.
지금은 그게 사라져버린 거고?
But he's gone now, right? Inha lowered her gaze and nodded.
그럼 이렇게 해보는 건 어때?
How about this?
다시 한번 자세히 파보는 거야.
We could go a little deeper, like the last time.
어떤 거에 대해서?
About what? Yoo-hyo continued after a brief pause.
혜성이가 무대에서 떠난 다음
Our whereabouts after Hyesung left the stage.
그때 얘기?
Again?
굳이 되새길 필요까지 있을까요?
Do you think it's necessary?
이자를 불러 말어.
Should I go over it again or what? Everyone seemed to hesitate at Yoo-hyuk's remark.
그게 좋지 않을까? 다 털고 가려면
Yeah, it would be wise to clear all suspicions.
굳이 지난 얘기를 다시 할 것까지야.
Do we really need to talk about the past
다른
events?
사람들 생각은 어때요?
What do the rest of you think?
놔두면 계속 얘기가 나올지도 몰라.
If we don't talk about it, someone might bring it up again.
우리가 할 건 생존이야. 수사가 아니고.
We want a survival, not investigation.
이제 와서 빼기도 그러니 해보자. 해보면 되지.
I can't back off now. Fine, let's do it.
뭐 저도 굳이 결사 반대까지는 아니에요.
Well, I'm not really against it. None of them really disagreed with going over their whereabouts again. Let's go over it again. It might help us ease the tension. It seemed like there was an implicit agreement. Is everyone happy with the elimination of the rat? The attacker might be among us. I have thought so. I saved you guys out of trouble and now you're fighting among yourselves? I hope there's no brawl going on. Do you want me to stop them aggressively? If you overreact, you will become the focus of the group, Do-Yoon. You better point out anything suspicious. Tension is to be avoided, but a mild degree of stress could be helpful to overcome the situation. A mild degree of stress, you say? No thank you. Do-Yoon closed Messenger. It was a reasonable idea. Rather than letting all the suspicions told later, it would be better to clear them now. So they decided to have another talk. But he couldn't help but feel the sense of defiance toward Plughole's casual tone of speech. What? I thought we were working on it together. Please don't sulk, I'm begging ya. Don't like your tone. Aye aye, sir. Your tone! Okay. Do-Yoon lowered the watch and listened to what the others had to say. there was some progress to the story.
S 승연이나 밖에서 온 침입자는 빼고 하는 거랬지?
So we're leaving S_Seungyeon or anyone out there out of this, right?
뭐든 마지막 발견이 2시. 화장실인 건 똑같아.
Whatever it is, the fact that we found him at 2 a.m. in the restroom doesn't change.
옮긴 흔적은 없었죠. 거기에서 당했어요.
No sign of him being moved. He was attacked right there.
가능했던 시간대는 2시에서 앞으로 20분 정도.
The possible time period would be 20 minutes to 2 a.m. Do-Yoon chewed over the time period again.
1시 40분.
1:40
페이퍼클이 또 끊긴 시점이야.
1:40 a.m. That's when Hye-sung stopped writing posts on Fatter.
1시 40분부터 2시 사이에 화장실로 갈 수 있던 사람은
From 1:40 to 2 a.m., those who were able to go to the restroom were...
이나는 40분쯤 혜성이 페이터를 보고 분장실로 갔어.
In-ha went to the dressing room after reading Hye-sung's Fatter post at around 1:40 a.m.
아무도 따라오지 말라고 못 박아뒀잖아.
She asserted that no one follows her.
진동 전까지 중앙복도에서 기다렸다고 했지.
She also said she waited until the central corridor until the tremor.
그걸 본 사람은 아무도 없어.
But nobody saw that.
분장실 빈 걸 보고 스택복도 쪽에 갔다고 했지.
She said she went to the staff corridor after finding out that the dressing room was empty.
중앙복도로 돌아와 세일이를 만났고 같이 무대로 왔어.
She met Seil after coming back to the central corridor and they came to the stage together.
세일이를 만나기 전까지 본인만 뭘 했는지 알고.
She's the only one that knows what she did up to the point that she met Seil.
세일이는 진동이 끝나고 중앙복도로 갔어.
Seil went to the central corridor once the tremor had passed.
빈 분장실에 있다가 중앙복도로 나와 이나를 마주쳤다고 했지.
He said he was in the empty dressing room and later came out of the central corridor to meet In-ha.
분장실로 갔다가 다시 이나를 만나기 전까지
He was alone until he met In-ha again after checking the dressing room.
세일이
In-ha and Seil.
그 20분 동안 화장실로 넘어갈 수 있었던 건 이
네.
두 사람이야.
They were able to go to the restroom during that 20-minute period.
게다가 둘은 중앙복도에서 만나기 전까진 서로를 마주치지 않았어.
They also didn't encounter each other until they met at the central corridor.
각자의 이야기뿐이고.
The only way to prove your whereabouts is through your accounts. At that time, both Gyu-hyuk and Do-Yoon were on the stage. Chi-young was gone for a while, but it was impossible for her to go to the central corridor.
아니, 결국 그 말씀이잖아요.
Hey, so that's what you're saying after all! Do-Yoon raised his head at Seil's echoing voice from the other side.
의심병 한 번 떨었다고 막 아구참을 날리네?
Now you're trying to frame me, aren't you?
무슨 일이야?
What's the matter?
그 팀의 서해성 조질 수 있는 게 나랑 장세일이라잖아.
You're saying Seil and I are the only ones who could attack Hye-sung during that time period.
그런 거면 내가 왜 먼저 얘기를 꺼내냐고? 내가 바보야?
If that's true, then why would I even bring it up first?
서혜성한테 까칠하게 군 게 어디 저뿐이에요?
Am I the only one that was hard on Hye-sung?
뭘 했다는 게 아니야. 외부인 빼고 생각하니까
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just making a remark based on the premise that there is no one else here other than us.
맞장구 치고 가긴 어렵다고요, 그거.
It's not like we could have coordinated our story.
둘 중에 하나면 반반 확률로 범인 당첨이네.
If it's got to be one of us, it's simply a 50-50 chance for God's sake.
처음 얘기한 대로 걸리는 점을 짚어본 거야.
We are just dealing with possibilities, nothing more than that.
저한테도 걸리거든요. 아주 목구멍에 딱 걸리네요.
I find this conversation very irritating, nothing more than that.
모난돌이 정 많네. 이게 뭐야? 황당하게.
As the saying goes, a tall tree catches much wind. What's this? It's ridiculous.
내가 범죄자라고?
You think
사람 뒤통수
I'm
맞다네.
the murderer? In-ha ran her hands through her hair, mussing it up. Did you patch up everything? I'm a bit worried. Getting carried away can be risky. It could be better if you dig into it further. It It could be true. If they went over every little detail, they might find a decisive clue. But if the real attacker comes out, that will be another problem.
어떻게 하는 거야?
What do you want me to do? What do you say? No answer. You must be in trouble. Stay calm. We've handled troubles pretty good so far, right? I'm just looking forward to the safe return of Mr. Han. It was Do-Yoon who had to make the choice.
이 얘기 다시 들어볼게.
Let me hear your story again.
자세히 하면 여러 말 나올 것도 없을 거야.
If we go over the details, we might not have to fuss over this anymore.
2차 소환 조사냐?
So are you going to question me for the second time?
이번에도 스텝이라는 거예요?
Are you saying it was the staff again? The two jumped out of their skins. But they had no choice. It seemed that nobody wanted this to continue.
오냐, 썰 한번 풀어보자.
Okay, here I go.
그럴 마음이 들었어?
Have you considered it?
극혐이거든. 범죄자답지.
I hate being treated like a criminal.
이나 씨가 그렇다면 저도
If Ina says it's okay, of course you're okay with it if Ina's okay with it, fucking stalker.
취조하려는 건 아니야.
I'm not going to interrogate you.
아는데 강조하니까 아닌 것 같다.
I know, but I don't like how you're emphasizing it.
그럼 찬찬히 얘기해줘.
Then take your time. The two of them began to talk with grim looks on their faces. Alright. Sorry about that, y'all. I kinda had to just go get a snack, go to the bathroom. Maybe I should do streaming. That would... I'll be specific, so listen carefully. I went straight to the dressing room. When I arrived at the dressing room door, I felt nervous. I thought about what he might say and how I should respond.
그렇다니까.
Then I called to him from outside the door.
그래?
You called out his name? Yes, just loud enough for him to hear me. There was no response. I waited there for a minute,
그러면
but you didn't go in.
잠깐만.
I thought the dressing room door was locked.
혹시
Did you try calling him or using the messenger?
야,
Why would I do that? Ina bristled at his remark and put her hands around her waist. I just waited there. That's when the tremor came. It was pretty intense. When the tremor died out, I opened the door. It wasn't locked. That was what happened up until I entered the dressing room.
설마.
I did not expect the dressing room to be empty. Once I saw that it was empty, I got goosebumps. A chill ran up my spine.
그래서
Is that why you went to look for Hyesung?
그래.
Yeah, I thought he was maybe pulling a practical joke hiding somewhere. Ina ran her finger in the air as if drawing the central corridor.
들어봐봐.
Look, I came straight to the central corridor from the stage, right?
그러니까
So I excluded the stage from my search list. And I was at the central corridor right before going to the dressing room. That's why I went to the staff corridor.
설마.
The restroom wasn't... To be honest, it didn't even cross my mind. But the staff corridor was empty. I've gone all the way inside. My hair stood on end when I realized it was empty. I hurriedly came back out to the central corridor and met Seil there. I was so surprised.
그래도
I guess you were able to loosen up a bit though. Is that when you guys came back out? Seil said we should go back to the stage. The dressing room was empty and Hyesung was nowhere to be found. I agreed that we should go back to the stage first. That's how we came back to the stage.
왜 그래?
Do you want me to tell you why I went there? Where should I begin? It's not like we were friends. Ina repeatedly crossed and uncrossed her arms. And then he locked himself in the dressing room. He said something about having aces in the hole.
그렇다면
I was sure he didn't mean a gun or knife, so I was keeping an eye on fatter. Sure enough, he wrote something about making an announcement or something.
그랬어.
And that's when I went.
그래.
I went after Do-Yoon came back. Then he wrote another post. Yes, it was right after to be exact. God knows when he might say what, and I didn't want to feel nervous every time he wrote something.
말하자면
I thought I might have to give him a good scolding so that he would come back to his senses. And that's why I went to see him, that was the only reason.
설마
Are you asking because you really don't know?
한도윤
Do-Yoon, you were the one who told me the door was locked.
아니야?
You said Hyesung locked himself in, don't you remember?
그랬지.
He did, though. He opened the door for me after making sure I was alone.
맞아.
Yeah, Gyu-hyuk also said the same thing. He wasn't exactly welcoming people. He also said you hesitated at the door. Let's just say I waited there for a moment, including that.
그래도
But you could have opened the door.
야,
Were you even listening? I told you I waited because it was eerie. That means you waited until the tremor came.
진짜.
I didn't know what to expect when I arrived there, and I was nervous. What was I supposed to do, yank him out by his hair? She beat her chest with her fist out of frustration. Got me all frustrated.
어쨌든,
Anyways, you said this wasn't an interrogation, right? How would I even do that? I'm not a detective.
야,
But your eyes are telling me otherwise. Anyhow, that's what I had been doing until an intense tremor came.
너 괜찮아?
Some details you have there. Why didn't you go for the police jobs instead of joining the audition? That's mighty thorough of you. Inha gently folded her limbs.
그러니까
You were asking me why I just stood there and didn't even try to contact him, right?
그랬었는데.
You said you felt nervous when you arrived there.
맞았어.
It's true. Why do you think I just waited there?
혹시
Was there anything else? Not really. Let's just say they all belong to the same category.
그게
It's hard to explain.
올해도
Keeping silent won't help you. You should tell me whatever you know. Okay, now you are starting to sound like a
What?
police. Am I under interrogation? See, okay, Inha gets it.
그런 거야?
I thought you wanted to talk, but you seem to have a different purpose in mind. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. He is starting to sound like a cop now.
아니었어.
Don't get me wrong. I'm sorry if you took it the wrong way. Do-Yoon! Do-Yoon, oh my god, spoken exactly like a cop. Inha sighed while glaring at Do-Yoon. I didn't want to leave any records. Records?
예를 들어
Messenger call records? I just didn't want any to leave any tracks.
그게
What does that even mean? You heard me. I think I made the right decision. If I left behind any kind of trace... Inha grabbed her arm with her hand.
아니야?
I would have been the last person to call him.
그랬지.
I guess so. I would have been pushed deeper into the corner and I couldn't tolerate that. They can portray me as snobby or rude all they want, I just don't want to be treated as a criminal. Oh, so she like fully fucking hates me now. Okay, Inha. I can't say I blame her. I thought my heart was about to burst when I ran into him.
그래?
He came out of nowhere like that.
그렇다니까.
He suddenly appeared from the dressing room. I thought Hyesung was taking a leap at me,
그게
but it was Seil.
그래.
He said he was glad to see me, but I almost gave him a neck chop. Then I would have had to carry him outside. Other than the fact that he's like your fucking stalker, there should be a lot bugging you.
그러면
How was it on the way back to the stage? Nothing bothered you?
야,
The point is that I was freaked out. Inha clicked her tongue and continued.
그러니까
When we met, I was coming from the staff quarter and Sadie from the dressing room. After that, we came back together.
그래도
On the way back, there was nothing special. We opened the door within the corridor and walked straight toward the stage. The place looked more damaged following the tremor, but it wasn't that bad.
그러면
So you came back straight away and met Do-Yoon on the way.
그래.
Right, I was so freaked out, but let's skip that part. A girl with long hair wearing a white dress, you get the picture, right?
하여튼
Anyhow, the three of us were together until we came back to the stage, which means we can vouch for one another. Which is a good thing. I think let's talk about this actually. I thought coming back to the stage was the right decision. Things were eerie and I was back with someone from the group. I was actually glad when he suggested we go back.
그랬었지.
The tremor also gave us a reason to come back. I realized how narrow the corridor was while walking through it with Seil.
그래도
I'm glad you decided to come back. The attacker could have been hiding somewhere waiting for their chance.
그러니까
You're right, although you're thinking about the outcome now. I wasn't yet aware about Hyesung's incident, but it was still eerie.
그렇잖아.
How are we supposed to fight the attacker? The attacker got us while we were looking for Hyesung. Inha shuddered at the thought. I don't even want to think about it.
왜 그래?
What's wrong with me going there to see him after seeing the fatter post?
있잖아.
Hyesung's last post said, eliminate me if you can.
그래.
Okay, what did you think that meant? He was planning on creating chaos with his announcements. Do-Yoon tilted his head and Inha let out a loud sigh.
야,
Hey, consider the context. He's been blabbering on about forcing us out or using a weapon, but now he's asking us to bring it on. What am I supposed to make out of that? He's waging war against not only S_Seungyeon, but also all of us.
그럴지도.
That kind of makes sense if I'm to consider the context. Kind of makes sense. Make up your mind. I can tell by the look on your face you don't know anything. Everyone feels pressured by different things, and anyone can become a coward depending on the situation or topic.
어쨌든
Anyhow, that was a trigger for me. Inha showed the palm of her hand. That's all you need to know. From you, that is actually all we need to know.
전혀
There wasn't a soul.
어?
On your way to the dressing room, not even when you were inside.
네.
Not a soul. Like I said, I went straight to the dressing room from the stage, and I waited there only for a brief moment.
그리고
I met Inha when I came out and we came back. It was only 10 minutes at most, and the door wasn't closed when I was in the dressing room. I guess the only gap would be when Inha and I missed each other.
혹시나
Any further questions?
그럼
Did you clearly see Inha appearing from the staff corridor?
네.
Yes, I met her on the way to the stage after leaving the dressing room. She came from the door by the staff corridor.
아니죠.
Of course it wasn't from the restroom. Sei stared at Do-Yoon. Is this what you wanted to hear?
100%예요.
It was impossible for Inha, I'm sure of it. After all, my account is the same as before.
왜요?
I was just following Inha. She went to see Hyesung all by herself and I was worried about her. Even if she insisted on going alone, I couldn't let her take all the risk.
아니었어.
But you've been saying that Hyesung was only bluffing.
그치만요.
Still, she could have felt nervous.
그러면
Were you worried about what Hyesung had to say? You asked me to check fatter for your any new posts, right?
그거야.
It's... You guys said there was nothing special after talking to Hyesung. He failed twice with you guys, so I figured he might try to take a different approach.
혹시나
Do you think I went there to put a muzzle on him or something? Unknowingly, Do-Yoon waved his hand. If needed, you guys would have taken down Hyesung by force.
그치만
But Inha and Chu-young are not like you. Of course I was worried about their safety. Plus, when Inha went to see Hyesung, she was agitated. And I could also feel her anxiety.
그거야.
Everyone knew they were on bad terms with each other. Did he even get along with anyone? He hated everyone except you. Sei lowered his voice.
세상.
And he made it this far thanks to his pretty face, right? All the staff members were getting sick of him making rude remarks.
전혀
His dance and vocal skills were pathetic. If it weren't for editing, he would have been dropped already.
100%예요.
It's mostly his fault that the show's getting blamed for fabricating things. Even Seungyeon lost his cool and covered for him. her cool and covered for him. Tell me if there's anything I said that's wrong. He's like so talented.
결국
Does it have to do with this skill?
그렇죠.
Yes, he's trying to make up for his lack of skill with expediency. He's riling up the fans to take advantage of his popularity.
그래도-
Don't you think the way he gains popularity is one of his talents? Seo stared at Do-Yoon.
아니라고요.
That doesn't mean he should exploit that niche. In a way, he is a fraud. A fraud?
네.
Yes, a fraud. His talent has been overestimated and he's gained more rewards than he's worth. Sung-yeon was supposed to push him out, but she protected and supported him instead. And in the end, they both dug their own graves.
그렇죠.
So I told her to go back to the stage. I just had a bad feeling about the whole thing.
서예성.
Gu said Hyesung was in the dressing room, but he was nowhere to be found.
그땐
I guess he was already in the restroom by then.
어쩔 수 없죠.
Anyway, I met Inha and we didn't know when another tremor might occur again. I'm the only staff member here now. If a contestant gets hurt or gets in trouble, I'll be held responsible. Although it's too late anyway.
있잖아.
Hyesung was nowhere to be found. Okay, I don't think we've seen this face from Seil before. Do you think he was okay?
그치만
I went there to find Inha in the first place. I just thought he was hiding somewhere, plotting something again.
만에 하나.
He disappeared while making threats to everyone. I didn't want to get in trouble by looking for him. I have to take care of you contestants. It's my job, and out of the two, I prefer taking care of Inha. What do you mean, out of the two? Seil continued after a brief pause.
아무래도
I must consider their talents and mental health. One is a contestant in last place who lacks talent and creates chaos by threatening the others. The other is a contestant with great talent and a delicate mind.
아시겠어요?
You get the picture. Inha means a caring hand more than the other. Spoken like a true stan. If you were so worried about Hyesung, you guys should have dragged him out of there.
뭐가요?
What's wrong with me sharing her feeling of anxiety?
알잖아.
It's true that everyone felt anxiety for their own reason. I'm just curious as to why Inha's name came up.
그치만요.
Think about what Hyesung has been doing.
말도 안
He wants to
돼요.
climb up the ranks by putting down other contestants. He's so pathetic. He thinks he can take first place by making everyone else resign. The production crew might even cancel the whole thing. Well, he would have never done it if he was able to think that far. Seiyu stopped talking and adjusted his glasses. I kinda predicted his move when he went to the corner by himself.
그래?
That he would disclose something.
정답이죠.
He had been feeling on edge because he no longer had any strings to pull. This might not be appropriate to say, but this is so him, right?
그래도
No one knew what he was up to until then.
아닌데요.
I have a different amount of data from the contestants, right? I could step forward just because I had a hunch.
그게
Are you saying you predicted it? Seiyu frantically rubbed the floor with his foot.
그래요.
Yes, Hyesung only had a few actions to take. I knew what he was going to say to Inha. That's why I was so nervous. And that's what I meant by sharing her feeling of anxiety.
진짜야?
That sounds like an overstatement. Are you saying I was actually trembling?
그랬어.
You looked nervous, plus you left by yourself.
그거는
That's true.
그치만
But Hyesung demanded that we voluntarily resign, which was preposterous. On top of that, he blabbered on about making some kind of announcement.
있잖아.
I guess you hated the thought of quitting voluntarily, given the fact that you tried to talk him out of it somehow.
그렇다니까.
Of course! I can't just quit after I've come this far. And who knew what he was going to disclose? I know that, so you talked to him in person, but not me. Inha reached her hand out to stop Do-Yoon.
하여튼
Anyways, you and Kyuhyuk told me that Hyesung was only bluffing, but I'm still feeling uncomfortable
그런
about what Hyesung was going to say to you. Inha turned her head to face Do-Yoon.
그래.
Yes, anything wrong with that? I still feel anxious. Understandable, honestly. An uneasy feeling remained. Do-Yoon quietly chewed over the conversation. There was something unclear about Inha's account.
탓이 아니라 분명히 얼버무린 부분.
Inha glossed over something intentionally.
혜송이가 뭘로 사퇴를 요구할지 신경 쓰는 것 같았지.
Inha looked very concerned with what Hyesung would use to force her out of the audition.
갔다 온 사람들이 블러핑이었다고 해도 마찬가지였어.
Those who came back from the dressing room said he was just bluffing, but it didn't relieve her mind at all.
혜송이가 그렇게 된 지금도 불안해 보일 정도야.
Even after Hyesung's death, she still seems restless.
뭘 얘기할지 짚히는 데가 있었던 걸까?
Did she know what Hyesung was going to say? I have no idea.
이나가 떠난 건 혜송이의 마지막 페이터를 본 다음이었어.
Inha left after reading Hyesung's last fatter post.
아무 소리나 퍼뜨릴 것 같아서라고 했지만
She said she was afraid Hyesung might spread rumors, but
혜송이가 올린 글 어디에도 구체적인 건 없었어.
Hyesung's post didn't mention anything specific. So
부분이 이나를 자극했다.
what was she provoked by?
이나는 분장실 문이 잠긴 줄 알고 기다렸다고 했지만
Inha said she waited because she thought the dressing room door was locked, but
혜송이한테 문을 열라고 연락하는 말 따위의 일은 안 했어.
she didn't even call Hyesung to open the door.
전화나 메신저는 기록이 남아서 그랬다는데
She said using phone or messenger would leave a history.
왜 기록이 문제가 된다는 거지?
But why is the call history a problem?
숨기고 싶은 얘기를 하려던 건지 몰라.
Maybe she wanted to hide her secrets.
마음에 걸린 점은 세 가지였어.
There are three things on my
혜송이가
mind.
뭘로 협박하려는지 짚히는 데가 있는 것 같다.
That Inha seemed to know what Hyesung was going to threaten her with.
페이터의 마지막으로 올린 글에 크게 자극받았어.
She was visibly provoked by Hyesung's last fatter post.
혜송이와 나눈 이야기에 기록을 남기지 않으려 했어.
Inha didn't want to leave any form of record regarding her conversation with Hyesung.
결국 이나가 뭘 걱정했는지가 불확실한 거야.
What was Inha worried about? That's what is not quite certain. It was probably about her past. He could only think that way. He couldn't just continue with this talk. He still had to think about Seil.
세일이 얘기에서도 몇 가지가 걸렸어.
There were a few things in Seil's account that bugged me.
하나씩 짚어보면
I'll go over them one by one.
혜송이가 남을 협박하고도 남을 사람이라고 생각했댔어.
He said Hyesung was fully capable of threatening the others.
분장실로 갈 때면 아직 협박은 나오지 않았을 때야.
But before I went to the dressing room, Hyesung hadn't threatened anyone yet.
무슨 말을 할지 대충 알았다는 식으로 말한 것도 이상해.
He said he kind of knew what Hyesung was going to say, which doesn't sound ordinary.
정말 짐작이 갔던 걸까? 이나가 뭘 걱정했는지.
Did he really have any idea what Inha was worried about?
세일이는 혜성이가 재능 이상의 대가를 얻었다고 했어.
Seil said Hyesung received some benefits he didn't deserve, something beyond his
세게
talent.
얘기했지.
세일
일종 사기라고.
very firmly referred to it as fraud.
신 PD님한테도 평소처럼 냉정하지 못했다고 단언했어.
He also said Seogyeon lost her cool when she was with Hyesung.
마치 스텝이 아니라 편에 분개하는 출연자 같은 느낌이야.
Seil didn't sound like a staff member, rather he sounded like a contestant who was angry at Seungyeon's favoritism.
출연자 케어라고 말했지만 결국 이나 얘기야.
He said it was all about taking care of the contestant, but in the end it was all about Inha.
뛰어난 재능, 예민한 정신,
Excellent talent, keen
소속사 연예인한테나 하는 말 같아.
sensitivity, was sounded like a manager referring to his artist.
이나가 떠나고 나서 안절부절 못하다 바로 뒤를 따랐지.
When it was Inha's turn, he grew restless and followed her immediately.
세일이가 말한 케어는 특정인을 향한 건지도 모르겠어.
Maybe by the contestants, he only meant one contestant.
결국 남는 건 세 가지야.
The three things are:
혜성이가 뭘로 협박할지 대충 알았다는 식으로 얘기한 점.
first, he seemed to know what Hyesung would threaten us with.
마치 출연자처럼 혜성이랑 신 PD님을 얘기하는 점.
Second, he talked about Hyesung and Seung-yeon from our perspectives, the contestants.
이날을 지켜 세우면서 소속사 연예인 마냥 관리하려는 점.
Three, he praised Inha and tried to act as if he were her manager. The itching feeling inside his head never subsided. Maybe it was wrong to discuss this topic again. Have you found out anything interesting?
플러그홀.
Plug hole. Well... He summarized the story. You tried to work it out, but it ended up getting more complicated than necessary. First, we must check whether Ina was really standing in front of the closed door. We also need to figure out how the attacker made Hyesung go to the restroom. And how Seiya knew that Hyesung had gone to the restroom, or how he made Hyesung do so. This is very unlikely, but it is also possible that the two of them conspired to attack Hyesung together. A lot of missing puzzle pieces. It'd be best for you guys to stick together if you want no more thriller. If you look closely, anyone could have their motive to hurt Hyesung. Don't step forward if you're not ready. Wait until it's the right moment, just like how we did to S_Seung-yeon. Making a small mistake will make you a double crosser. I don't like it either. What will you do, throwing bombs, swallowing without water? It didn't seem smart to go any further on their account. He had to approach them in a very subtle way, otherwise things might get out of control.
난 가능한 데까지 다 얘기했어.
Okay, I told you as much as possible.
저도 마찬가지예요.
Me too.
꼬라지가 영 우습네. 이 정도면 됐지?
I look pathetic. Are we done here? Do-Yoon quietly nodded.
명탐정 한도윤 선생님도 그러자네.
Alright, Detective Han agreed on calling it a day.
생각지도 못하게 진땀 뺐네요.
It was surprisingly exhausting.
동감이야. 지쳤어.
Couldn't agree more, I'm exhausted.
이젠 구조를 기다리는 일뿐이야.
We can just wait for the rescue team to arrive now. The atmosphere died down. Hyuk muttered under his breath while looking at his watch.
생존자 명단 다시 발표됐어.
But they announced the survivors list again. The rumors about survivors spreading on Fatter now are all groundless fictions. It's true that Hyesung got injured at the accident site where rescue operations was underway. The rescue team is still securing an access route. The network of the accident site is really bad, so we have yet to confirm details about Hyesung. The other survivors, Do-Yoon 28, Hyuk 26, Inha 25, Do-Yoon 25, the audition floor director Seil are all safe with no injury. The updated survivor list also contained everyone's pictures.
그냥 봐선 본선 진출자 명단인 줄 알겠어.
Just by the look of it, it's like the list of Beastar's finalists. Why are we looking at Jo-young's back? That's like the first time we've seen anyone's entire back.
혹시 저도 있어요?
Am I on the list too?
물론이지. 생존자니까.
Of course, you're a survivor. Seil frowned after seeing the list from the contestants' watch.
사진까지 이름하고 나이만 나오면 됐지.
Pictures? For what? Our names and ages would be enough. Do-Yoon, can you see this message?
뭐지?
Huh? Do-Yoon's gaze turned to the watch. Yes. The situation is heading in an unexpected direction. Regarding the injury of Hyesung, you know what the post on this timeline is like. People behave as if they are very rational, but they make all kinds of stupid assumptions. Do-Yoon unknowingly bit his lip. Ugh. S_Seung-yeon is gone, but still they fall into our trap. In my opinion, if people there get to know this, everyone must be depressed. Is there any way to stop them from reading fatter? Nope. Do-Yoon suddenly raised his head. He could tell it was too late just by looking at the facial expression.
대국민 추리 오디션 시작이지.
The beginning
무슨 얘기네.
The beginning of a national crime show? How absurd.
저기 저도 좀 보여주세요.
Can I see it too? Hyuk showed his watch to Seil. Seil staggered to see the watch screen.
답답해 죽겠네 진짜.
This is so frustrating!
뭘 그래? 스텝이면 적어도 용의자 노름에선 빠지는.
Come on, the staff would surely be excluded from the suspect list.
그렇지만도 않아.
Not really. Do-Yoon raised her head and stared at Seil. Inha opened her mouth after looking at the timeline again.
이게 뭔 얘기야?
What's this about? I think I've seen the floor director of the photo. I'm just wondering, but would anyone search for contestants at Beastars Season 2? My home internet is so slow. After seeing Mass Towns come out, I searched, oh? Wow, you remember a guy eliminated from the preliminaries a few years ago. I should get on Mass Town's good side.
베스타에 출연한 적 있다고?
He's participated in Beastars before? Seil seemed unaware of the situation since he didn't have a watch. Seil always talked as if he was a middleman between the staff and the contestants. Maybe it was because of his past audition experience. After the face and name were revealed, your floor director Seil's popularity is soaring, man. What's the fuss about having participated in the show? Don't bet your life on uncertain things. People can say whatever they want out there, but not inside there. Why won't you answer? That makes you worried, restless, frightened.
왜요? 또 무슨 얘기 있어요?
Why? Is there something else? Do-Yoon fell silent. It's got nothing to do with the current situation. Rather, it could just make things more complicated than necessary. Inha lowered her watch and walked towards Seil.
페이터에 나온 얘긴데
It's from Fatter.
무슨 얘긴데요?
What's it about?
너 예전에 베스타 참가한 적 있어?
Have you ever competed in Beastars before? All eyes were on Seil.
대체 거기 무슨 얘기가 나오는 거예요?
What is it saying?
네가 전 시즌에 출연했었단 얘기.
That you've participated in the past season.
왜 그딴 게?
Why on earth would somebody post?
생존자 명단 나오면서인 것 같아.
I think somebody posted it after the survivors list came out. Seil blankly stared at Do-Yoon. He lowered his head and bit his lip.
그게 지금 뭐가 중요한 얘기라고?
What's so important about that now?
비밀도 아니죠. 누가 궁금해하기나 했어요?
It's not even a secret. Nobody was curious about it anyway. When it was about to get quiet, Inha took another step towards Seil. She looked ferocious unlike before.
참가 전적이 문제가 아니었네.
Actually, that's not the real issue here. What do you have to
이거에 대해선 뭐라고 할 거야?
What do you have to say about this? Inha thrust her watch before Seil's face. Seil took a step back and slowly checked the watch screen. Suddenly, his face turned pale.
이거는 저기
This is...
뭘 얘기하는 거야?
What are you talking about?
페이터 도는 글 봐봐. 이상한 거 있으니까.
Look at the Fatter posts. They're strange. I just saw something creepy. Oh shit, this is the Seil is Inha stalker reveal. Damn, not just in one photo, but several photos. The focus was on Inha, but a familiar man was seen in the background. You can see clearly by zooming in.
보기 쉬우라고 사람들이 확대까지 해놨더라.
The Fatter users even enlarged the photo so you'd be more
근데
recognizable.
필요 없지. 난 보자마자 넌 걸 알았으니까.
It was unnecessary to do that because I immediately knew it was you.
대체 언제 찍은?
When did they take...
부산 갔을 때야. 난 언젠지 기억해.
It was taken when I went to Busan. I remember when.
근데 언제는 안 중요해. 왜가 중요하지.
But that's not the question. The real question is why you were there. Inha's eyes slightly trembled.
너였어?
Was it you?
제가 뭐요?
Who?
스토커!
My stalker?
아니에요.
No way! His sharp cry echoed around in the ruin.
어떻게 그렇게 말씀하실 수가 있어요?
How could you say that?
내가 어떻게 이나 씨를 챙겼는데?
I went out of my way to take care of you.
왜 다들 그런 눈이에요? 진짜 내가 그거라고요?
Why do you all look serious? You really think I'm the stalker?
아닐지도 모르지.
Maybe not.
모르는 게 아니라 아니라고요.
Maybe not. No, absolutely not. Period.
사진은 뭐냐고!
Then explain your presence in the photos.
사실 내 쪽에 또 다른 얘기가 있어.
Actually, something else came up on my timeline. I saw a post in my school bulletin. That guy with green hair introduced himself as a reporter and interviewed about Do-Hyuk's club activities. Attention! Watch out for that guy Seil. He came to my school lying that he was a reporter and collected private information about the contestants. He's definitely up to something.
학교에서 내 얘기를 물어보고 다녔던 사람, 너 같다는 글.
Some say you look like a guy who asked around about me at my school.
사람 잘못 본 거죠. 사진만 보고 어떻게 알아요?
Are you kidding? How can they tell it's me just by looking at the photos?
마구 튀어나오는 얘기들 어떻게 된 거야?
Why is everyone suddenly talking about you? What did you really do?
이거 진짜.
Wow, this is ridiculous. Seil took a step back and began to laugh all of a sudden.
어떻게 된 거냐니? 제가 더 궁금해요.
What really happened? That's actually my question.
페이터글 나부랭이 보고 사람 이렇게 몰아가시기에요?
Are you accusing me like this based on some groundless post on Fatter?
서혜성도 너야?
Are you responsible for what happened to Hyesung as well?
와, 대체 뭔 관계가 있는데요?
Oh, Jesus Christ, what have the pictures got to do with Hyesung? I've seen other posts and people say that Seil guy and Inha must be separated for her safety. That guy is Inha's stalker. Looks like he finished Hyesung off because Hyesung tried to threaten Inha with something.
날 사퇴시킨다고 뭔가를 준비했는데 네가 입을 막아버린 거야.
He was about to threaten me with something to kick me out of the audition, so you silenced him.
넌 벌써 다 알고 있었으니까.
Because you already knew everything he was going to say. Do-Yoon held Inha's hand.
잠깐 있어봐.
Wait a sec.
세일아, 네가 어떻게 말해주는지가 중요해.
Seil, it's important that you give us a proper explanation. Seil took a step forward toward Inha. Do-Yoon and Inha both took a step back when he did that.
이나 씨, 제가 스토커라뇨? 살인자라뇨?
Inha, please don't accuse me of being a stalker or murderer, because I'm not.
그러시면 안 되죠. 다치실까봐 얼마나 노심초사했는데.
You can't do this to me. You know I sincerely care about you and your safety.
눈앞에 있는 저보다 페이터에서 떠드는 말을 믿으시는 거예요?
How can you trust the gossip on Fatter over me?
몇 분 동안 수상한 얘기가 벌써 몇 개야!
Think about all the suspicious posts brought up during the last couple minutes.
믿을 수 있게 해줘야 믿지!
I should trust you without a proper explanation?
우연이다. 잘못 본 거다. 말씀드렸잖아요.
I told you the picture was a coincidence and people mistook me for someone else.
그걸로 다 해명되지 않아서야.
That doesn't explain everything.
구린 사람 취급이시네요.
You're treating me like a guilty person.
여기도
Who is
그런 사람들 뿐이면서
really innocent here anyway? The atmosphere grew somber with tension.
분명히 앞에서 다 얘기했어요.
I already told you everything.
서혜성 일 제가 한 거 아니라고요.
I didn't kill Hyesung.
전 워치도 전화도 없어요. 아예 연락이 안 돼요.
I don't have any smartwatch or a phone. I can't make a phone call.
그런데 서혜성이 화장실 간 걸 어떻게 알고 쫓아가요?
How would I ever know that Hyesung went to the restroom?
처음부터 안 게 아니라 가서 봤을 수도 있지.
Maybe you didn't, but you just happened to find him in the restroom.
했다는 쪽으로만 생각하지 마시고요.
Please stop assuming that I'm the attacker.
그럼 아니라는 단서를 대봐.
Then give me something to prove your innocence.
여태 얘기한 게 그거잖아요.
That's what I've been doing all along.
어쩌지? 이 상태.
What should we do about this?
다 우연이었단 말로 넘어갈 수는 없어.
We can't just disregard everything as coincidence.
뭘 숨기는 건지 들어봐야겠어.
I need to hear what he's been hiding.
일단 두 사람부터 말리.
Let's stop them first.
떼어놓고 얘기를 들으면 되겠지.
Then we could hear his account.
그래. 진실을 들어보자고.
Yeah, let's hear the truth.
억지 자백이라도 받으시게요.
Are you going to force a confession out of me? Everyone started to raise their voices. How's it going there? No mass fight, I guess? Don't screw it now, we've done well so far. Do-Yoon suddenly came back to his senses. The mood here is not so good. No doubt you guys have been trapped there. Just stick together, control yourself, and take charge of the situation. If this leads to a physical struggle, there could be an accident.
잠깐만!
Wait! I said wait! Everyone fell silent at Do-Yoon screaming.
진정 좀 해. 둘 다.
Relax! Both of you!
야, 너 태도 확실히 해.
Hey, is that your stance?
다칠까봐 그런다고. 다칠까봐.
I'm just worried you might hurt yourself. Ji-young nodded and stood next to Do-Yoon.
이제 한 명의 사상자도 더 낼 순 없어.
We can't allow any more casualties.
내 편이 없네.
I have nobody on my side.
그럼 말로 하면 되지. 말로.
Sure, we can talk this out.
말은 무슨 생사람 잡기 일보 직전인데요.
What do you mean you're about to finish an innocent person's life?
나도 치고받는 데는 반대야.
I'm also against this quarrel.
그렇지만 지금 얘기들을 그냥 건너뛸 수는 없어.
But we can't just ignore things that have risen to the surface.
이대로 뭉쳐서 버티자고 하기도 힘들어.
If we lose control, we cannot stick together anymore.
그럼 내 양보해서 페이터에 나온 것만 한번 들어보자.
Okay, then let's put aside everything except these fatter posts.
그게 어디가 양보예요?
That's not putting anything aside.
이대로 아무 말도 안 할 작정이야?
So are you just going to keep your mouth shut?
그건
Well... Sale glanced around for a moment.
좋아요. 알았다고요.
Okay, fine.
길게 말 못해요. 저한테도 하기 싫은 얘긴 있으니까요.
But I won't tell you every detail since there are some things I'd like to keep them to myself.
진짜
You think this is a joke? Ju-young stopped Inha, who was about to take a leap at Sale.
그럼 괜찮은 데까지만 해봐.
Okay, tell us what you can. Sale dropped his arms weakly. Sale's eyes regained focus behind his glasses.
물어보세요. 궁금한 거.
What do you want to know? Ask me.
그게
Someone said he hovered around the contestants. If that's true, why did he do it?
저기
Do you want to know the reason? Ju-young put her hand by her face and paused to think.
그건
Does it really have to be Sale? If it's true, it means a production crew member was involved in the field work.
아마도
If Seung-yeon gave the order, he couldn't have refused it, but I can't imagine why, though.
그럴까?
It's possible that he was following an order from Seung-yeon. It might have been out of the scope of his normal work, but once an order is given, it's his job to finish it. Ju-young's gaze turned to Do-Yoon again.
그게
Did the show want more information about contestants? I thought what they showed was enough. We don't know what Seung-yeon had in mind. So I guess Sale is the only one who can answer our questions then.
알겠음.
I'll try to explain what happened. Seung-yeon asked me to check on the finalists and I did.
어?
You checked on us.
그게요.
Just casually, nothing serious. Remember how Hye-sung tried to hide his criminal record? She wanted to validate the stories that you guys shared with the production crew. Sale wiped the sweat under his nose with his shirt sleeve.
근데 그게
And she also asked me to conduct some interviews, but there was nothing special, so I don't really remember anything.
그거 있잖아.
Why did she ask you to do such a thing? You're a floor director, why would she send you out there to cross-check our stories?
뭐가요?
For one simple reason. My boss gives me an order, I follow it. And there's nothing particularly special about a request for double-check stories. I just wandered around asking a few questions.
알잖아.
But you already crossed the line by doing that.
아니라고요.
I told you that it wasn't anything serious and that I don't remember anything now.
아닌 것 같아.
That's not the point. See, you're not listening. I knew it. I'm done talking about this now. Oh my god, no wonder I'm missing so many. I just realized I'm supposed to do something on fatter. Why does Do-Yoon look so chopped in most of these? Like, Seiyu looks like himself, In-ha looks glamorized, Do-Yoon looks a bit glamorized. Do-Yoon legit looks chopped, Do-Yoon kinda looks himself, and Hyesung looks like a kid.
진짜.
That was very unpleasant. How come nobody told me about that?
으이, 진짜.
I had no idea what was going on. In-ha suddenly stopped while biting her lip.
어?
What's the matter with you?
혹시
The photos, videos, is that it?
응?
About what? He gave me tons of advice for nearly everything. About walking, talking, my hair, facial expressions, dancing, and even singing. He talked about how I should change and how I should do things better.
그럼
Does that mean he kept watching your video footage for monitoring purposes? In order for him to give you that kind of advice, he has to look at you very closely.
뭐?
Were you even listening?
야,
He meddled with almost everything. I felt he was being excessive, but I let it slide, but I think about it.
그런 거야?
Is that how he treated you and other contestants like Do-Yoon and Do-Yoon?
아니었어.
Not at all. In-ha gulped and continued.
들어봐봐.
I'll tell you what happened. It was at the end of preliminaries. I came down after the rehearsal and he approached me from behind the stage. He said I needed to change my clothes and makeup. He said he already prepared new ones for me.
그래?
It wasn't from Seung-yeon?
그래.
No, it wasn't. He said he had an idea for me. He said Seung-yeon wouldn't notice the minor change. In-ha braced herself with both arms. He even stopped my interview and made them do it again from the start. He said something my speech didn't fit my character concept. He even told me what gestures I should make. Even the camera crew was getting sick of him.
그래서
He's never done that to me before, so did you go along with it?
어쨌든
I said I would, but I never did. Now I know how he was able to make comments about everything I did. He's been watching me. Always.
말이 돼?
One more coincidence, he might be staying in my bedroom next.
아니었어.
It can't be a coincidence.
당연하지.
Of course not. It's ridiculous. Gave me the chills when I saw the enlarged photo. I never thought revealing the list and photos would lead to this. We would have never known if it weren't for the list of survivors. Seiyu was the focus of everyone due to the survivors list. So...
그래도
it's probably a good thing. If we can settle some of our doubts and focus on being rescued.
왜 그래?
Listen to yourself!
진짜야?
Aren't you shocked, or it just doesn't concern you? That's not what I meant. Do I have to analyze what's deep inside your head?
진짜.
My head's about to burst at the thought of Hyesung and what's going on. Ina put her hand on her forehead and shook her head. I hope that this isn't the worst case scenario I've been envisioning.
어?
What's the worst case
아닌
scenario?
것 같아.
I can't say it aloud. Any single word could become my reality. We need to end this before it gets to that. This atmosphere and the isolation.
그건
Sale always carried that notebook with him. You can't fabricate that kind of story just by looking at photos on Fatter. It was apparently ill-intended, though. Ji-young's gaze wandered.
괜찮아요?
You okay, Ji-young?
내 생각엔
Something comes to mind, although it might be irrelevant. What is it? One of the eliminated contestants told me that Sale once made a very rude remark. This is problematic if it's true.
그렇다는 건
That's a problem if it is true. It's not Sei's job to condemn others. And the guy was already eliminated.
그게
It wasn't even related to his work. He was waiting for the bus to go home after the list of those eliminated was announced.
그때
That's when Sale approached him and told him that he was ugly and that his voice was horrible. So Sale is just a bitch, isn't he? She's like, oh my god, Sale is the fucking worst, clearly. Seriously, to someone already eliminated. Seriously, to someone already eliminated. Do-Yoon nodded after a brief pause. It was during Super Week. I'm not sure if you remember that little chubby guy. Sale also added that if he didn't have talent, he should have made some connections. Oh, so Sale does not like big bitches, huh? So Sale is the type that would say, so you're big and ugly, unironically. He did say that someone was big and ugly, unironically. So Sale kept mocking him until the bus came.
혹시
Didn't he tell you himself?
그래.
Yes, he contacted me during the finals. He also said Sale was looking at his notebook even while mocking him. There it is again! The notebook! I know our personalities are diverse, including the good with the bad. But Sale didn't have to treat him like that, he should have kept it professional. Oh my god, the more I learn about Sale, the more I wish he would just fall on that thing and die again. What the hell?
그런 편이죠.
It's no secret, everyone saw it. It didn't matter where or when. Sale snorted at Do-Yoon, who seemed hesitant. I wasn't the only one she reprimanded all the staff members. Sung-yeon wasn't tolerant at all, especially during the finals. Just one mistake and the show was a bust.
인정해요.
Anyone would be pissed off.
나는
Sale, that's about it. Nothing special to it. I didn't know it was that bad. I'm feeling embarrassed.
모르겠어요.
It's a mystery why you guys never saw it. I guess you guys had no interest. You're probably right. I'm sorry.
도윤이 형,
Thank you, even if you didn't really mean it.
그치만
But that has nothing to do with the situation at hand. I just want to make one thing clear.
그게
What's that? Seung-yeon did walk all over me, but I never held a grudge against her.
어쩔 수 없죠.
Everything happened during work. In my head, there was a clear line.
그게요.
That's a coincidence. Bitch.
저기
Sale, are you going to keep repeating the same thing?
도윤이 형,
Are you going to believe me if I tell you more? I went to Busan on some business before the finals began.
어?
What business?
그런
Do I have to tell you about that too? Busan is not a small city at all.
억울해요.
Maybe I went somewhere that happens to be near Inha's home. Sade bit his lip.
인정해요.
Anyhow, I did some monitoring because I ran into her by chance. Everyone watches the stage for a show. The staff is no exception, right? I might be able to discover new aspects from her away from the stage. That's all I can say about the photo.
아닌 것 같아.
That's too much of a coincidence. Nothing makes sense. You were even found in more than one photo.
네,
I knew you'd say that. If you don't trust me from the get-go, you won't believe anything I've got to say from now on.
그
Give me more details.
아닌데요.
A coincidence is a coincidence after all,
그리고-
and I monitor other contestants as well. I just want to point out that it wasn't anything special.
이제 알겠어요.
Now I understand why people say fatter is a scary world.
그랬었지.
You said it was season 2.
네,
Yeah, it's been about 4 years.
이럴 줄은.
I thought everyone would have forgotten by now. I was wrong. The internet crowd found out about any contestants regardless of their talents. Sale quietly fiddled with his backstrap with a grim look on his face. It just keeps on coming. Sale.
있잖아.
Why didn't you tell us earlier?
네?
That's nothing to be proud of. Do you know what happened after failing in the preliminaries? Seiya stared coldly at Do-Yoon, who looked bewildered. I complained and made a big fuss about it, and it was all on TV. It was horrible. I'm even ashamed to talk about it myself.
그럼
That's... I came back here somehow as a staff member, but I have no other regrets. I just came to see what I could do. Sale firmly shook his head. This isn't important, right? Let's talk about something else.
결국
They've been saying all kinds of things. Ever since the survivors list with the photo and the name came out.
대체
This isn't the situation I expected. Gyu-hyu covered his mouth and paused for a moment.
도윤아,
The things we're hearing now, do you believe them?
아니
Not all of them can be true. Some of them are groundless. I knew you'd say that.
맞아.
I couldn't agree more. Not all of them can be true.
그쵸.
But if some of them turn out to be true... Gyu-hyu sighed and looked at Do-Yoon.
역시
Sale might know more about us than we think. Do you think he ever showed it unknowingly while in here? Do-Yoon paused to think while staring at Gyu-hyu.
그땐
When Hyesung called us one by one to blackmail us, he said he knew what Hyesung was going to say. Seil said that. He said that he knew why Inha was feeling anxious. Hugh Hyuk stared into the air while rubbing his chin. Do you think he was just being rhetorical, or... Okay, so I got, like, severely sidetracked there. I apologize for not having ended this sooner, but, we've been done here. There was an awkward silence. The conversation wouldn't be enough to ease the tension.
어떻게 하지?
What should I do? Reconcile with one another? Hand in hand cross the barrier. The explanation is far from enough. Make your choice. It's if it's okay to skip it, or if it's better to clear things up. The point is, we don't want any more trouble. I know. Then go ahead and do your thing.
상황이 제자리나 마찬가지야.
We aren't getting anywhere with this. What do we do now?
길은 두 가지일 거야.
We have two options.
미심쩍은 데를 밝혀서 상황을 어떻게든 끝내는 거.
Resolve the conflict by getting to the bottom of this,
아니면 일단 덮어두고
Or just-
공조까지 버티는 거.
or just let it be and wait for the rescue team to arrive.
덮어놓고 가는 게 될까?
Do you think it's possible for us to let it be?
얘기하는 동안에도 또 다른 얘기가 나오는 상황이야.
Even as we speak now, things just keep surfacing.
어떻게
We
이대로
can't
뭉개고 넘어가냐?
just let it slide.
더 얘기한데도 같은 자리 반복할 뿐이야.
But this isn't going anywhere even if we talk about it.
최소한 정리라도 좀 해보자고.
We need to sort things out at least. If someone keeps dodging, you just have to stick your head in. I'll ask again as
정리하면서 되물어볼게.
I'll ask again as I review your story.
솔직히 말해준다면 의혹은 사라질 거야.
If you tell us the truth, the doubts will disappear. Seil raised his head when Do-Yoon came forward.
뭐예요?
What?
네가 한 얘기 조금 정리해볼까 해서.
I'd like to summarize the things you just said.
여태 말했는데 뭐 어차피 저한테 거부권은 없겠죠.
I've been telling you all this time. It's not like there's any other option.
계속 나오는 얘기들 때문에 다들 어지러워.
Things keep surfacing and it's confusing everyone.
솔직하게 대답해줬으면 좋겠어.
I would like your frank answers.
어디서부터요?
Where do I start? Seil closed his mouth and adjusted his posture.
이나 사진에 나온 세일이 주변에 볼 일이 있었는데 우연히 본 거라고 했어.
Seil has photos. He said he was on leave and saw her there by coincidence.
스텝으로서 다른 출연자들처럼 모니터링 해본 거라고.
That he was just fulfilling his duties as a staff member by checking up on her just as he would for any other contestant.
세일이가 했던 건 모니터링 수준이 아니야.
What Seil did was not just monitoring.
분명히 반대되는 얘기가 있었어.
There were clearly posts that suggested the opposite.
이나 사진에 나온 거 우연히 보고 모니터링 했다고 한 얘기.
You said you were monitoring Inha after you saw her in the street coincidentally.
그게 뭐야?
What about it?
이나한테 도움을 준다면서 이것저것 관여했었잖아.
You got yourself involved in her audition in many ways.
행동 하나하나까지 교정하면서 도움이 되는 일이라고.
You tried to micromanage her behaviors in many cases.
그게 어때서요? 출연자를 보조하는 건데.
Is that a problem? I was just assisting the contestant.
그 자체로 문제라는 말은 아니야.
I'm not saying it's a problem.
다만 모든 출연자들에게 그러는 것처럼 말한 네 얘기.
But you talked as if you were doing that to all the other contestants.
한 명의 출연자에게만 가하는 교정. 소위 모니터링이라는 행동과 안 맞으니까.
But you weren't monitoring everyone else fairly since your target was only one contestant. Seil slowly dropped his eyes.
사람이 언행일치만 하면서 살 수 있어요?
Do you think people always walk the talk?
아니, 그치만 지금은 확실히 말해줘야 해.
Not always, but you need to clarify your point on this one.
그럼 다른 얘기로 넘어가서
Let's move on to other topics.
세일이가 출연자 주변을 얼씬거린 건 수소문을 위해서라고 했어.
People testified that they saw Sale gathering information about the contestants.
이젠 잘 기억도 나지 않는다고.
He said he never crossed the line while collecting the information and couldn't even remember what he had collected.
넘어가려고 한 말일 뿐이야.
He only said it to avoid the confrontation.
분명 반대되는 얘기가 있었어.
There were clearly posts that suggested the opposite.
출연자 주변을 수소문했고 이젠 잘 기억이 안 난다는 얘기 말이야.
You said you asked around about the contestant but can't remember them anymore, right?
그게 뭐요?
What about it?
혜성이 폭로에 대해 감이 온다는 듯이 말했었잖아.
You said you kinda knew what Hyesung was gonna say, didn't you?
정작 혜성이는 자기가 무슨 얘기를 할지 밝힌 적이 없었어.
But he never talked about it before.
네가 단순한 소문 이상의 정보를 알고 있다는 것처럼 들려.
That sounded like you knew about the contestants way more than what rumors had revealed.
그건 제가 대충 아는 게 있어서 그런 거죠.
It's because I hear more things about more people than you.
기억도 잘 안 난다 라고 했잖아.
You said you don't even remember any of them. Sale gulped and briefly kept silent.
말꼬리 잡는 게임이에요?
Are you just trying to nag at what I said?
지금은 아는 걸 솔직하게 말해줘야 돼.
You need to tell us the truth right now.
그럼 다른 얘기로 넘어가서
Let's move on to other topics.
세일이는 베스타 두 번째 시즌에 참가해 예선에서 탈락했어.
Sale was eliminated during the preliminaries in the second season of Beastars.
당시엔 웃음거리가 됐고 이젠 스텝으로 전향해 미련이 없다고 했지.
He said that so many people had laughed at him that he was no longer interested in a career in music.
정말 미련이 없었을까?
Did he really lose interest in becoming a musician?
분명히 반대되는 얘기가 있었어.
There were clearly posts that suggested the opposite.
예전에 베스타에 참가했던 건 말이야.
So you participated in Beastars in the past
그게
season.
뭐요?
What about it?
넌 오디션에 더 미련이 없다고 했었지.
You said you have no more interest in the audition.
그러면서도 탈락한 출연자한테 대놓고 비아냥거리곤 했어.
But you openly criticized the contestants who were eliminated.
재주가 없으면 백이라도 있어야 한다는 말도.
You also said the contestant needed to pull strings if they were not talented.
그래 서요?
Yeah, so? Are we finally gonna get to call him out for ragging on Hyesung so much?
그건 미련이 없단 말하곤 반대되는 행동이 아닐까?
That sounds like you're still personally attached to the audition. Sale fell silent for some time.
그게 제가 서혜성 뒤통수를 깠다는 증거가 되진 않아요.
That doesn't prove that I attacked Hyesung.
알고 있어. 다만 얼버무리지 말고 확실히 말해줬으면 할 뿐이야.
I know, I just want you to be more honest with me on this topic. Do-Yoon tried to question other relevant matters, but there was no progress. He is denying everything except his past audition experience. Do-Yoon felt exhausted by the situation, getting nowhere. That's when In-ha walked towards Sale.
하나만 하고 그냥 쪽 내자.
Let's do one more and call it a day.
하나 뭐요?
What is it?
여태 확인 못한 물건이 있었어.
There's something we haven't checked yet. All eyes are on In-ha.
감이 안 와?
You have no idea. Ju-young slowly looked towards Sale. Suddenly, Ju-young turned her head to In-ha again, and their eyes met.
언니는 안 모양이네.
You saw it, huh?
저 메신저 백.
We haven't checked what's in
안에
the
뭐가 들었는지 못 봤어.
we haven't checked what's in the messenger bag.
이걸 까보라고요?
What's your interest in my bag?
서혜성이 굳이 보자고 했었지. 그땐 넘어갔지만
Hyesung demanded you to show your bag before, but we let you off the hook.
프라이버시예요.
This is my personal stuff.
여기 일하고 상관없어요. 안 돼요.
My bag has nothing to do with what's going around in here, no! Inha tilted her head and took a step forward. Feeling uneasy, Do-Yoon followed her.
밀어붙일 거야?
You won't force them to do anything, right?
몸부터 나가지 마.
Please think before you do anything physical.
내용물만이라도 대충 보여줄 수는 없겠어?
Can't you just show us what's in it?
수첩 내용을 읽어보거나 하진 않고.
We're not gonna read your notebook.
여태 일해놓고서요?
After everything you put me through,
언제까지 어디까지 헤매야 되는데?
does this ever end?
저 봐. 역시 이상하잖아.
See, he's hiding something. Say lowered his head as Inha shouted.
적어도 시간을 잠깐이라도 시간을 주세요.
Give me some time at least then.
왜? 뺄 거 빼게.
Why? So you can hide some stuff from the bag?
당장 꺼내봐.
Open it now.
나 진짜 헷갈리거든 지금.
I'm really confused right now. Do-Yoon bit his lip and just stood there. All of Sale's arguments were refuted with various clues. Now that he was requested to open his messenger bag while being cornered, what would happen next will be anyone's guess. Sale took a step back and looked at the group.
다른 분도 다 마찬가지 생각이신 거예요?
You guys all agree
어떻게든 제 가방을 까봐야겠다고?
that my bag has to be opened. Nobody was willing to give an answer. This must be a freaking joke.
그렇게 따까리 짓을 해도 이런 꼴을 보네요.
After everything I've done for you all, this is what I get.
그러게 말이다.
So you say,
근데 알아?
but you know what?
지금 상황 네가 자초한 거야.
You brought it upon yourself. Inha moved closer to Sale. Do-Yoon silently grabbed Inha's arm.
이나야,
Inha,
기껏 반박해놓고 이대로면 제자리야.
we aren't going anywhere with this if we just leave it at that despite all that refutation. Inha pushed away Do-Yoon and took another step forward.
나
But look
똑바로 봐.
me in the eye.
왜요?
Why?
그렇게 눈을 깔고 있으면
If you keep your head down,
그걸 못 보니까.
you won't see this. Inha suddenly lunged at Sale to snatch his messenger bag. What have you done? The bag was open in the midst of their struggle. And the bag's contents spilled out onto the stage. A tablet! It was clearly a tablet PC on the floor.
너 수첩 말고 딴 건 없다고 분명히.
You said you only had a notebook in the bag. Inha's angry shout suddenly stopped.
사진.
The photos! No way! Photos and notes were lying scattered around the notebook. There were also documents on the B-Stars contestants. Give them back! Sale snatched a few things out of Gyu-hyuk's hand.
스토커 같은 거 아니야.
I'm nothing like a stalker!
내가 아니었음 진작 서혜성한테 털렸을 거라고.
Hyesung would have eaten you alive if it weren't for me!
그거 막겠다고 얼마나 노력했는데.
I tried so hard to stop that from happening. How dare you call me a stalker?
알아주길 바란 것도 아니야. 그래도 이건 너무하잖아.
I didn't want any recognition, but come on, at least show me some respect!
야,
Hey, you? Ah! Sale clicked his tongue and ran toward the central corridor.
잠깐!
Wait! Do-Yoon reached out his arm but couldn't catch him. The sound of the closing door echoed around the ruin.
가버렸어.
He's gone. What was Gyu-hyuk for a second there? Do-Yoon helped Inha to regain her composure.
혹시 맞잖아. 아니야?
I was right, wasn't I?
데려오자.
Let's bring him back!
이대로 가버리면
He can't just leave like this! Do-Yoon took a step forward, but somebody grabbed him by the arm.
도윤아, 잠깐.
Do-Yoon, wait.
여태 이러다 몰려가면 모리 사냥이랑 다를 게 없어.
If we all go together, he would feel threatened.
저기 범인이 숨어 있을지도 모르잖아.
But the attacker might be hiding there.
진정해. 누가 숨어 있을 만한 데는 없었어.
Relax, there was no place to hide.
방금 간 게 범인일 가능성은 없냐?
Wait, what if Sale is the attacker?
지금까지처럼 대책 없이 가면 진짜 사달라.
If we go unprepared again, we'll be in big trouble.
증거가 더 필요해? 태블릿 봤지?
What?
사진에다가
What more evidence do you need? You saw the tablet and the photos.
흘려놓고 간 거나 제대로 한번 보자고.
Let's see what he left behind. Everyone looked flustered after seeing what was left of the bag's contents. There were memos, photos, and documents on all the contestants.
나나 다른 밴드 멤버들 자세하게 조사했어.
He did a detailed background check on everyone in my band, including me.
그 사이 공연에도 왔었고.
He even showed up about one of our concerts. There are also documents on Hyesung. Everyone fell silent after reading the documents on themselves.
태블릿도 정말 수상해.
I have doubts about the tablet too.
내내 자긴 전자기기 같은 거 없다고 했잖아.
He kept saying he didn't have any smart devices.
이쯤 되면 서혜성을 해친 범인도 확실하다고.
He's obviously the one who killed Hyesung.
아직이야. 불확실한 데가 남았어.
Not yet, there are still a few things left unexplained.
일단 붙잡아 놓긴 해야지.
But we need to apprehend him first.
구조대가 오기 전까진 여기서 아무도 도망 못 쳐.
No one's getting away until the rescue team arrives. Ian bit her lip and nodded.
스토커도 확실해. 페이터에서 봤거든.
He's clearly the stalker. I saw his photo on Fatter.
그땐 누가 어떻게 찍었나 했다니까.
Was wondering who took it.
일단 마음을 가라앉혀.
Just calm
그래야
down.
다음으로 넘어가지.
Just calm down. Let's move on.
수상한 게 고구마 줄기처럼 막 나와. 이걸 여태 모르고.
There are pieces of evidence leading to one conclusion. Why didn't I notice this earlier?
중앙 복도 쪽으로 간 거면 분장실일까?
Went to the central quarter. Do you think he's in the dressing room?
그럴 거요.
I think so.
좁고 무너진 스텝 복도. 혜성이가 있는 화장실. 거긴 안 갔겠죠.
The staff quarter is small and messy. Hyesung's body is in the restroom. I'm sure he's not headed there. Will you tell me everything is going well? Straighten out misunderstandings and everyone is happy. If not, that's gonna a problem. There were tons of suspicions about Sale. We are split, the staff just ran away. That's no party vibe for sure. Being split is no good. You okay, right? As long as you're okay, I'm good.
난 괜찮냐고?
Am I okay? That was totally unexpected. Do-Yoon unwittingly replied to the message. Who are you really, by the way? Why keep sending me messages and advice? Helping me dealing with S_Sengyan? You know what? You don't need to know. No, I can't keep hiding things to you, poor boy. Okay, I have a younger sister. She asked me to help you. That's all you need to know. You're in a dire situation. Don't trouble yourself with other things. You must pull yourself together to get out of there alive. You cannot resolve all doubts in there. Just ignore minor things like who I am and concentrate on saving yourself. He might further resist you, then at least know what you guys are going to say being in one page, you know. Anyway, take care of yourself for me. Do-Yoon quietly massaged the back of his neck. Everyone's been in shock since the messenger bag's contents were exposed. They shouldn't hurry, and they can't leave him like that either.
당장 쫓아가죠.
Let's go after him right away.
어떻게 된 건지
I need to figure out what happened.
알 건 알아야지.
Of course you do.
들었잖아. 그대로 몰려가면 아까랑 똑같다고.
You heard him. We would have the same result if we all go together.
이나 너도 걱정해서 하는 말이야.
And I'm saying this because I'm worried about you, Inha.
잠깐이라도 가라앉힐 필요가 있어.
Even just for a while, we need to simmer down for a bit.
증거 다 인멸할 때까지 대기 타자고?
Do you want to wait until he destroys all the evidence?
살아서 나가야지. 그래서 직접 들어야지.
We need to get out of here alive so we can tell us what happened. Save yourselves first. If early intervention is likely to cause a problem, then agree with one another on what to say first. Do-Yoon's head was filled up with Plughole's advice. Do-Yoon sighed and opened his mouth.
말이라도 빨리 맞춰봐요.
Let's hurry up and agree on what to say to him. Ina retreated, having seen that no one was on her side.
생각 같아선 바로 멱살 잡고 싶지만 알겠어.
Fine, although I feel like grabbing him by the collar.
어쨌든 가보긴 할 거지. 그치?
We're going after him though, right?
혼자 두면 안 되는 건 분명해.
We can't leave him alone, that's for sure. Kyu-hyuk slowly rubbed his head against his jaw.
너무 늦어도 곤란하고.
We shouldn't wait too long.
그럼 바로 시작하자.
Then let's start right away. Indeed, that is what we're doing. Masquerade founding members. Check history. Band of Haeyoung High School. Oh. Daejeon formed a quartet 2013, came to Seoul 2015. Masquerade founding members. Check history. Haeyoung High Rock Band. Daejeon formed a quartet 2013, came to Seoul 2015. Woo Suk-ha, new vocalist since 2016. 0109431, 4X's associated with Samha Entertainment attempting soft rock now. Samha offered him a record deal, refused equals conflict could just be a rumor.
그런가?
The band's formation, history, and rumors. How thorough. Are these accurate?
네.
Yes, not even a single phone number is wrong. He did much more than revalidating the information acquired from the application forms and interviews. Even the agency he contacted is correct. Ju-Young let out a loud sigh.
나도야.
In that aspect, things aren't different for us. It contained everything, including where I worked after leaving show business and the contact information of the agency that went bankrupt. Why on earth would the show require this much information? Verdict on school violence. Expelled from school. It was damn hard to get this document. Violence. Sentenced to 6 months in prison, 2-year probation. Victim. Kun Buk-song, class president. Father. Chan Chong-song, the 3-time Republican legislator, District 1 Judiciary Chairman of the National Assembly. Mother. Hyun Young Kim. Owner, River Fishery Market Unit 107. Interview with his friend, Sangho Middle School, funny guy, class skipper. Hyunsang High School, even his classmates refused to mention about him.
도대체
Not even a reporter would gather information like this. They were being vague about Hyesung, but
그게
come to think of it, Sale has been referred to it as fact. It's probably because he already knew everything.
그러고 보니
Looks like he gathered any data that he could get his hands on. Ju-Young fiddled with the small business card.
그건
What's that? This is some ridiculous stuff. It's the business card of the CEO of the agency that managed Beloved. The agency went bankrupt years ago. How did he... Case number, March 2016. We took the following measures according to Article 16 and 17 of the Act on the Prevention of and Countermeasures Against Violence in Schools. Perpetrator, Hyesung Sa, grade 11, class 2-3, number 23. Victim, Kun Wook Song, grade 11, class 2-3, number 25. Reason of measures, Kun Wook Song and Hyesung Sa had been on bad terms with each other since mid-April of said year. Hyesung always interrupted establishing the ideal class environment and exhibited unpleasant behaviors to his classmates at the beginning of the school term. Kun Wook, the class president, advised him about his ill manner several times, that Hyesung ignored all of his advice and physically attacked him. Kun Wook got heavily injured and suffered from a severe trauma, but Hyesung has refused to comply with the school rules and regulations even after that incident, and didn't acknowledge his false behavior. Thus, we decided to take the following measures. Self-governing committee held on May 2016. Corrective actions. Perpetrator expelled from school under paragraph 1-9 of Article 17. Victim provided psychological counseling and advice under paragraph 1-1 of Article 16. Get temporary protection under paragraph 1-2 of Article 16. Take other necessary actions to protect the victim under paragraph 1-6 of Article 16.
근데
You can't obtain something like this just by asking the school for it.
혹시
He probably obtained it through background checks or taking shortcuts just like other documents.
분명해.
I'm sure he did. I also found a similar document with my name on it. Do-Yoon fiddled with the folded paper in her hands. What do you think it is?
글쎄요.
I have no idea.
그건
It's a document about my diagnosis. I mean, it does say it right there. A medical certificate? No way.
맞아.
Yes, it's my psychiatric medical certificate. It's only a copy, but can you believe it? This came out of Sale's bag.
그러고 보니
I didn't remember at first because I was so shocked. But now I remember the tablet that came out of his bag.
그래요?
You know the tablet.
그게
B-Stars issued those tablets to the staff for business purposes. They were given to the main staff only. Do-Yoon wedged in after listening to Ji-young for a while.
그런가요?
I didn't know what about the functions. Could the tablet be used to contact someone outside?
아무래도
The model that was given to the staff members, I'm sure it didn't have the phone app.
혹시
What about other functions?
그건
They weren't much different from the watch functions. That model had most of the functions. I'm not sure why he lied about the tablet, though.
들어봐.
I think Seil kept his composure even after the accident. He's a bit cynical, but he's always been like that.
맞아요.
He's passive, but he had his priorities straight. What, you mean like stalking Inha? Ji-young nodded and put her hand over her face.
근데
But he became a totally different person after he spilled his bag. I've never seen him so flustered.
그럴지도.
I think flustered is a little bit of an understatement, but okay. Given the circumstances, I could understand why he lost his cool, but I think he owed us an explanation. He shouldn't have run away like that. We were getting agitated, but he just kept saying he didn't know anything. I hope he regained his composure by now.
그러고 보니
There's another thing that surprised me other than the fact that he became a totally different person. What he did to Inha before he ran away.
그래요.
He got angry and yelled at her,
그래.
as if to say, you can't do this to me. Considering the circumstances, it was supposed to be the other way around. Do-Yoon began to speak after pausing to recollect the moment.
그랬었는데.
He said he tried to stop Hyesung, but without being seen.
왜였을까?
Was he just saying it because he was angry, but it was so specific? His remark either carried a message or it was incomprehensible. What he said still lingers in my ears, bothering me. He also dug up random information about your band.
이건가?
But that information has already been shared to some extent. Did he think I was hiding something?
그럴지도.
He probably did. Kyu-hyo continued after a brief pause.
나도
As for me, he investigated stuff about my university and accident.
혹시
If he investigated something about the university, was it about the scholarship?
그래.
Yes, and about the accident, you already know. That's horrible. He even discovered my uncle's phone number.
대체
But he wouldn't need that kind of information for the show. I thought he might have investigated it, but the information was too detailed.
어?
He went to see your concert. The date, it was in the middle of the audition period.
그땐
After the regional preliminaries. The concert was scheduled before we joined the audition.
혹시
You never told us about having been to the festival. I heard about it for the first time today. Hyuk's face was hidden behind a shadow. As for me, they called the school's general affairs department.
어?
Why would B-Stars call your school?
그게
They asked the school to validate the facts regarding the scholarship. I guess the show wanted to turn that into a discussion topic as well.
대체
I wonder how they got a hold of this.
그랬어.
They even hired background check agencies. Does it have something to do with a private investigator?
Ah.
So... Hyuk frowned and closed his mouth. Hyuk, what's wrong?
그게
I also found something strange in my report. They even did a paternity test to see if he was really my biological father. That's horrible.
몰랐어.
What's ironic is that I never gave them my consent for this. I wonder how this was possible. How the fuck did they even do that, seriously? That's what creeps me out the most. Yeah, that is fucking creepy. The hell?
그건
The photo of you and Inha. Did you read the memo? Do you think Seil wrote it?
그게
I don't know what his handwriting is like.
그럴지도.
It was a printed photo, so there was no metadata. Although the original copy could be in digital format. We need to see the original copy to be sure. I wonder who took it, what they took it with, and how.
그래.
Yeah, that should also tell us if the photo was taken by Seil. We won't know anything until then.
그런데
However, the fact that they were in Seil's bag, and Seil's sneaky behavior so far, I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but I keep having my doubts. I apologize for the sheer amount of awkward cuts in this video.
그랬지.
He ran away after spilling the contents of his bag. He was under so much pressure, but
솔직히
he knew he was in trouble.
그랬었는데.
He insisted that everything was a coincidence and a misunderstanding, that he didn't feel things were fair.
그치만
But everything isn't turned upside down after what just happened. No wonder our suspicions have grown out of control now. He can no longer make any excuses for his strange behavior. Hyuk took a deep breath. Running away wasn't his only option, but he's the one who chose to run away.
어쨌든
He ran away from the suspicions and the controversy surrounding him. In the end, he got himself in a jam.
안 되겠어.
What came out of his bag, we can't just let him slip away.
맞아.
Seil seemed to know about it. Everyone was shocked, but we can't leave him there.
그래야겠지.
You're right. We'll have to wait until he calms down.
그게
He probably thought it was unfair for him to be pressed into a corner. Seil was getting angry instead.
아닐 거야.
But that's how it happened.
아니야.
I guess he could be frustrated, but I can't understand why he would be angry.
그건
I know that.
솔직히
I think he was afraid.
어?
Afraid?
그래.
Yes, he was feeling scared after stealing his bag. He ran away not to seek safety, but to avoid fear.
한도윤.
You got picked clean too, huh?
아니야?
Did you think you would post your band history on the Beastars website? Inha closed her mouth and frowned.
대체
I wonder when he gathered all this information about me. Do you think Beastars looks for staff with private investigation experience when they're hiring? If I somehow forget about myself, I should check this data. Inha shook the documents before her eyes. It contains all the information about the people I know, where they live, or what is odd about them. Is he planning on writing my biography?
진짜.
Hye-sung, despite all his fancy talk about weapons and whatnot, he has also been exposed. It would be easier to seal a court order than collecting all this crap. Did he have an obsession with collecting things? Why on earth did he gather all this nonsense? Inha fiddled with a few envelopes while biting her lip.
어?
What's that? Curious, this stuff is ridiculous. Looks like he found my mom's house. Inha unfolded the envelopes.
그게
It's a mail that was sent to my mom's house. He's been so diligent as to steal these. Okay, so Inha is on a whole other level of creepy, as honestly probably expected.
이야.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. What? Lost the phone? No other devices?
아니야?
He's such a liar, isn't he?
그랬어.
He was so ambivalent when we checked the belongings with Hye-sung. I guess this is why.
당연하지.
Of course! I should have stepped in. We should have checked everything he had. Inha took a deep breath.
하여튼
Anyhow, we'll be able to figure out why he lied to us in no time. Of course there was a reason why he was carrying it as if it were a precious treasure.
그거는
I remember when. The day I was with you because we got off together.
그래.
Yeah, I can tell by looking at the clothes.
내 참.
What's so special about this that you take a picture? More than friends after writing down this kind of crap?
그게
And this is... That came out naturally.
아니 잠깐.
Because I didn't know someone was taking my picture back then. Anyway, that's important right now. When on earth did he take all these photos? Ina spoke disappointedly while breathing uncomfortably. Sung-yeon promising a complete change, but the actual role given was to play the snobby troll. It wasn't agreed on.
그치만
After accepting the promise, it gradually turned into a demand. Maybe it was already inside of me. You know what I'm like when I get mad.
어쨌든
I'm kind of lost since everything's so mixed up anyways. Inha put aside the photos in front of her. I need to hear why he's been digging up dirt behind our backs.
뭐
He kept blaming things on Sung-yeon, as if he had nothing to do with any of this. Come to think of it, he worked with her.
아니었어.
But they didn't look close. Who knows what they were like when we couldn't see them. Do-Yoon spoke to Inha, who was breathing heavily out of anger.
혹시
What came out of the bag? Do you think Seiyu is responsible?
당연하지.
If he isn't, why would he carry it with him at all times? If he isn't, he should have given us an explanation.
아니야?
If he just lashes out at me and runs away like that, how are we supposed to figure out the extent of his involvement? No need to waste our time, let's hurry up and talk to him. Oh yeah, I didn't fully look at this. Part-time job, Comfortable Loft Cafe, opened in 2012. 1F, Yongwoo Building, 381-2, Chimundong, Insagu, Gwangju. Yeonha-woo, sub-vocalist, 1430 in front of Dongmyo Station. 0108201, 4X's. Diagnosis of panic disorder, materials proving her withdrawal from the agency confirmed. Agency beloved, Strict Entertainment, Dongchul Kim. Dongchul Kim. Company name, Strict Entertainment. Name, Dongchul Kim. Position, CEO. Email, stenter_ceo@str-e.co.kr. Mobile 010-4521. 4X's. Phone 022049. 4X's. Address 3F 398-12 Osadong, Songchungu, Seoul. Went out of business February 2016. Applied Music Department. Baekgwang University of Art. Sang Sup Lee, scholarship recipient, replaced. Accident date 2016-06-28, Tuesday 2:16 a.m. All died, including his partner, wife. Myocardial infarction occurred while driving at night in the rain. Autopsy result investigation fee needed. Professor Yu Shik-sa, try again. 131-8 Cheonggik-dong, Uncle Chul-li-hee, 010-54914X, try again. General Affairs Department, Baekgwang, University of Art, sent 2018-08 at 1633, telephone and fax, G Allnet at bku.ac.kr. We are sorry to inform you that our meeting minutes regarding scholarship recipients in 2014 cannot be personally requested by individuals. Want a copy of it, you'll have to go through the legal procedures. August 2018, General Affairs Department, Baekgwang, University of Art. Results reported. Please find the attached report finding your request. Okay, I am not going to read all these right now, but...
잠깐만.
It's a medical record. It's a serious crime. Now I can understand what Do-Yoon has been through.
아니었어.
It was no fake illness or whatever those fools are blabbering on about out there.
그렇지만-
But it's not like they asked for the records in order to create a character.
그렇지.
Why did this come out of Save's bag?
말이 돼?
Does it even make sense?
아니,
No, not at all.
그래.
We must hold them responsible. Everyone, including whoever gave the order and whoever carried out the dirty work. Inha rested the side of her head on one hand. But the one who gave the order is already gone. Most of the functions work except for the phone app. If Do-Yoon said it, it must be accurate.
그래도
But there's still a possibility.
어?
What possibility?
진짜야?
Didn't you get a hunch when you saw the tablet? He could be the one who attacked Hyesung. That seems a little much.
있잖아.
You could be overthinking. You can't even make a phone call with it.
됐어.
You lack imagination. What if the messenger works? He could use that to contact Hyesung, or he could have used fatter.
아니야?
Calling him isn't the only way. Inha stood in front of Do-Yoon.
들어봐봐.
This is how I see it. He uses the tablet to contact Hyesung. He lures Hyesung into the restroom by using something unfavorable to Hyesung as bait. And in the restroom, he conducts his business.
그러면
But if we change the premise that he had no way of contacting Hyesung, there wasn't when we didn't know about the tablet.
그렇잖아?
But now there is. We can figure this out as soon as we secure that tablet. The reason he ran away right after he was caught with the tablet, that must mean something. Do you remember what he said before he ran away? He said that I would have been eliminated already by Hyesung if he didn't help me, and that he tried to stop Hyesung from behind the scenes. Inha raised her head after mumbling something to herself.
혹시
Could it be?
예를 들어
When he said I would have been destroyed, he was referring to Hyesung's threats to disclose something, and when he said he tried to stop him without being seen, that meant he made Hyesung... I do not want to confirm that.
아니야.
No, he reassured you and sided with you, that's all. Let's not read too much into it.
뭐야
Hey,
진짜?
he's the one who started it, can't you see? I never asked him to gather data and hover around the contestants. I never asked him to do anything for me. Inha let out a deep sigh and continued.
들어봐봐.
Hyesung wasn't aware, but his aces were prepared by Sale. Of course the aces could have destroyed me. And because Sale knew about this, he made the move ahead of Hyesung.
아니야?
How about it? Do you think it's my imagination running wild? I think this might be true.
설마
I've studied them repeatedly, but they are similar. What about the photos?
한도윤
Remember how my photos topped the trending chart? I didn't even know that someone was taking my photo and they were uploaded by someone else's account. Oh, it was controversial. Inha wiped the sweat off her forehead.
그렇다니까.
Yes, they accused me of using a Smurf account to post it. They accused me of uploading my own photos to try to go viral. But that happened often. I added a comment on the account used for uploading the photos, and that created more controversy. Come to think of it, Sale might be the owner of that account.
잠깐.
Wait, when Hyesung wanted to talk to us, he called us out one by one and blabbered on about a weapon or disclosing something, right?
그랬었지.
He did.
그게
What if he got that weapon from the documents in Sale's bag? Inha licked her parched lips and continued. We said the same thing back then. He must be so confident because he got the information from Seung-yeon. Just in time, we found those from the staff member's bag,
그렇다면
which means he probably knew what Hyesung was talking about.
글쎄.
We can't be sure about it. We don't know if Hyesung got his stories from the background check report.
야,
Did you forget what you just said? When Hyesung blabbered on about a weapon or threat, Sale said he knew what Hyesung was going to
아니야.
say. How could he say that if he didn't know anything? What you're saying is,
말하자면
if Hyesung started running his mouth, his source would have come out too. If it came to that, Sale would have fallen into a more difficult position earlier than what he expected. Do-Yoon barely managed to open his mouth.
그게
Are you saying that's the motive? He would have been caught somehow in the end. In that case, he could avoid getting caught if one person became quiet.
내 참.
Everything's suspicious now. Someone posting photos that I'm not even aware of. Someone else adding or deleting friends on my own account. Letters with no name on them. Sale had nothing to do with them. Maybe he has everything to do with them.
있잖아.
We should think about it after hearing his side of the story. Inha turned around to face Do-Yoon with a worried look on her face.
한도윤,
Do-Yoon, think about it. Why just me? Why just me after gathering all that extensive data?
아닌가?
Maybe not. The documents we saw were about power.
그렇잖아.
Yes, we didn't even see the rest.
그게
He packed his bag and left.
하여튼
If we go and see what's inside that bag, we might be able to figure out all the things he did behind the scenes. The problem is that he could be destroying the evidence right now. Inha put her hands on her knees and leaned forward. A drop of sweat fell from her forehead. He was annoying at times that I trusted him. This is too big of a betrayal.
아직이야.
Maybe this isn't that important at the moment. There's a different reason why we're having this conversation here. We will also need to reveal things like the metadata of the photo.
그치만
But not now, though.
그건
But that will tell us who actually took the photo.
아니지.
You didn't understand what I said.
들어봐.
It doesn't matter whose it is, whether it's a photo or document. It came out of Sale's bag, so he must have known.
근데
By the way, did we check everything that was in Sale's bag?
아니요.
No, we only checked some of the things.
그래.
Yes, Sale packed everything and left.
문제는 그거야.
This is how much we found so far.
혹시
Maybe there's something else in his bag?
그래.
Yes. Don't you want to know what else is in there? I can't even imagine anymore.
아무래도
The results of the investigation were extensive. We might be able to figure out what Hyesung had in store for us, whether it was a threat to disclose something.
글쎄요.
I don't think Hyesung was capable of digging up dirt by himself. I would say it was something that was leaked by B-Stars.
그러면
Then he must have also figured out the source of information.
그럼
He probably realized that there have been background checks too.
분명해.
Of course. In the process, he naturally acquired a weapon against B-Stars as well. Do-Yoon slowly opened her mouth after some pondering.
그건
It was also Seil's weakness. If Inha found out about it, he could have degenerated into becoming a stalker.
예를 들어서
That's probably why he immediately followed Inha. Aside from carrying out the role of a staff, he was on the verge of falling into his own predicament. When S_Seungyeon was babbling on about killing the contestant, with that, Do-Yoon covered her mouth with her hand. Do-Yoon, we shouldn't go any further than this.
네.
Couldn't agree more. I don't think we should have a conclusion in mind. Yes, this ends here. Seil was hiding his tablet.
그랬었는데
He said he lost his phone and there were no other devices. He also told me that he'd be using his notebook to write things down.
그리고
But in his bag, Do-Yoon let out a groan. He ran away after spilling his bag. He didn't give us any explanation.
아마도
Maybe he was afraid of revealing the contents of the tablet. Considering the things that came out of his bag, it's possible the tablet contained problematic things.
그러니까
There's no other way to see it.
대체
I wonder what was on the tablet that would make him want to run away. Kyu-hyuk paused to stare at the other side of the stage. For now, we can only imagine.
결국
We'll find out eventually. Why he lied and what's on that tablet. Oh shit, rapport event.
사실은
You know what?
아직 말하지 않은 게 있어.
There is something I haven't told you yet.
세일이에 대해서
About Seil.
아니,
No.
내
About my
어머니에 대한 거야.
about my mother. Kyu-hyuk lowered his gaze.
남들은 아무렇게나 이야기할 테니까
People don't really know what happened to her.
너한테는 내 입으로 말하고 싶어서.
I want to tell you myself.
이상하지? 이런 때
Weird, huh? At a time like this.
난 언제든 상관없어. 형이 하고 싶은 얘기면.
I'm always ready. Just tell me when you feel like sharing it with me.
그래.
Kyu-hyuk smiled weakly.
내 어머니 있잖아. 사실은
My mother?
스스로 목숨을 끊으셨어.
She killed herself.
인슐린 과다 투여로.
With an insulin overdose. Do-Yoon sadly looked at Kyu-hyuk.
10년이 넘는 투병이었어.
She had been fighting her disease for so long.
방치된 채 학대받으면서 버틴 시간이야.
It was years of neglect and abuse, those she had to endure.
마음에도
I knew her to-
우울이 새겨진 건 알고 있었어.
I knew her depression was irreversible, already over the limit.
그걸 난 어쩔 수 없다면서 외면해 왔던 거야.
But I just ignored that, just saying there's nothing I could do.
마지막을 본 것도 나였어.
And I'm the one who found her dead.
말라 빠진 몸, 흩어진 인슐린 주사들, 유서.
Her withered body, scattered insulin syringes, and the suicide
그
note.
내용은
I
지금까지도 기억해.
still remember the moment.
우린 서로 같은 생각을 하고 있었어.
We were having the same thought,
자기 존재 때문에 상대가 불행해졌다는 생각.
that our presence was only a burden to the other,
단 한 번도 당신 탓을 한 적 없었는데
although I never blamed her for anything.
곁에 계신 덕분에 계속 살아갈 힘을 낸 거였는데
In fact, I was able to live on because she was standing by me. Kyu-hyuk.
더 일찍 그걸 말했어야 했는데
I should have told her earlier.
끝까지 날 오해하셨으면 어떡하지? 그런 생각이 마음을 짓눌렀어.
The thought that she could have misunderstood me until her last day has been a weight on my mind.
그런 오해는 하지 않으셨을 거라고 생각해.
I hope she didn't misunderstand me like that.
그랬기만을 바래.
I'm sure she didn't. Kyu-hyuk nodded quietly.
모두가 외면하는 곳에서 우리 두 사람만 서로 기대며 살았는데
Deserted by everyone, we were solely relying on each other.
갑자기 길이 사라져버린 거야.
And then suddenly she was gone.
이겨내려고 베스타에 나온 거잖아. 아니야?
You joined Beastars to overcome your past, right?
그런 거창한 생각까진.
Not with such wishful thinking.
다만 가슴 펴고 당당하게 살라고 하셨어.
My mother told me to always keep my chin up,
난 그렇게 해보이고 싶었어.
so that's what I decided to do.
그래서 여기로 흘러든 거야.
That's how I got here.
이런 상황에 와버렸고.
After all, we are in this mess right now.
이 상황이 우리 탓이야?
Is it our fault?
우리가 무대를 무너뜨린 것도 아니잖아.
We are not the ones who destroyed the
지금
stage.
벌어지는 일들도
This hell will be over.
곧 끝날 거야.
This hell will be over soon. Yoo-hyuk slowly nodded.
그래,
Yeah, it
얼마
won't.
남지 않았어.
Yeah, it won't take too long to get out of here.
의지하면서 여길 나가면 돼.
We'll rely on each other and make it out of here.
그럼 다시 한번 시작할 수 있을 거야.
Then I should be able to start over again. The group gathered in one place after finishing the conversation.
이 정도면 충분하겠지?
I guess we've talked enough.
더 얘기해도 같은 말 반복일 거야.
We'll just be repeating ourselves.
그래. 그럼
Okay then.
세일이가 도망친 거 범인이란 게 드러날 것 같아서였을까?
Do you think Sale ran off because he was afraid of being exposed as the attacker? Do-Yoon nodded his head reflexively.
그런 것 같아.
I think
남은
so.
건 당사자의 확실한 해명뿐이야.
What we need now is Sale's clear explanation.
난 다른 생각이야.
I have a different idea.
자기 행적이 드러나면서 두려워진 거라고.
Sale got scared after his past had been revealed.
확실한 건 추궁에서 벗어나려고 했던 것뿐이니까.
All we know is that he didn't want to go into detail.
같은 걸 보고도 생각이 갈리네.
It's funny how differently we interpret the same story.
언니, 이쪽도 없는 얘기로 우기는 건 아니야.
Choo-young, you know the other way also works if you slightly change your view. There was a storm of thoughts and reasons coming from each person. Choo-young crossed her arms and looked towards Do-Yoon.
알겠어요. 이유를 짧게 말씀드릴게요.
Okay, I'll tell you the reason briefly.
태블릿이 나오면서 전제가 크게 바뀌었어요.
Everything changed once the tablet came out.
무엇보다 세일이가 따로 연락할 방법이 생겼죠.
Above all, Sale had a way of contacting Hyesung personally.
지금까진 아예 불가능하다고 생각한 일이었어요.
Until then, we thought that was impossible.
세일이가 혜성이를 따로 불러 화장실에서 만나는 거.
In other words, we thought it was impossible for Sale to contact Hyesung and meet him in the restroom.
세일이는 도망치기 전에 역정을 냈어요.
Sale got mad at Inha before he ran off.
이날을 위해 많은 일을 했다고. 안 보이는 데서.
He claimed he had helped Inha in many ways without ever telling her.
갑자기 그래서 황당했지.
That just came out of the blue.
혜성이가 폭로를 예고하면서 이나는 분장실에 혼자 갈 만큼 불안해했어요.
When Hyesung warned us about exposing our past, Inha grew so restless that she eventually decided to meet him alone.
그 시점에 이나를 위해 뭔가 했다. 안 보이는 데서.
He said he did something for Inha at the time without anybody knowing about it.
그건 우리가 아는 화장실에서의 사건일지도 몰라요.
It might have something to do with the violence in the restroom.
정리하면 세일이는 폭로를 막으려고 혜성이를 해쳤고
To sum it up, Sale attacked Hyesung to stop him from exposing Inha's secret.
그 전후로 S 승연이 마치 범인인 것처럼 부각됐죠.
Around that time, S_Seung-yeon was the prime suspect.
어쩌면 그대로 넘어갈 수 있을지도 모른다고 생각한 게 아닐까요?
Maybe Sale thought he could lay the blame on S_Seung-yeon.
세일이가 급하게 달아나 버린 이유
Sale ran away in a hurry.
그건 억울해서라기보다는 두려워서였던 거예요.
Not because he felt offended, but because he was afraid.
범행이 드러날지도 모른다는 게
He was afraid of getting caught.
두려워서 도망쳤다는 건 누나도 앞에서 말한 얘기였지.
Choo-young already mentioned.
두려워했는지는 달랐던 거죠.
Choo-young already mentioned that Sale ran away because he was afraid, but if our focus here is what he was afraid of.
내 안에 들어갔다 나왔냐?
Did you read my mind or something?
네 해석에 1000% 동의해.
I completely agree with you.
과대 해석은 아닐까?
Don't you think you could be overinterpreting things?
나한테 엄청 역정냈잖아. 자기한테 이럴 순 없다면서.
He threw a fit at me. Remember, he was like, you can't do this to me.
배신감 느끼는 것처럼 보였어.
He felt betrayed by you.
왜 그렇게까지 반응하냔 거지.
Yeah, the question is, why did he overreact?
대체 나 모르게 날 위한다고 무슨 짓까지 했길래.
I mean, what on earth has he been doing to help me behind?
이나는 가더라도 세일이랑 대면하지 않는 게 좋겠어.
Inha can come with us, but she shouldn't speak to Sail.
얘기가 왜 그렇게 돼?
Why not?
아예 농성에 들어가 버릴 수도 있어.
He could just lock the door in that case.
몸싸움이라도 나면
If things get physical.
그 정도는 나도 매다 꽂거든.
Hey, I could take him any day.
그래서 말하는 거야.
That's what Yu-hyuk is worried about.
만약 범인이 아니면
What if he's not the attacker?
가망성 물건에 대해 추궁당하는 걸 피하려는 이유였다면
What if he just didn't want to be questioned about the contents of the bag?
혜성이도 뭘 폭로한다고 하다가 일을 당했잖아.
Hyesung was attacked after threatening to reveal our secrets.
가방이 걸리면서 자기도 타깃이 될 수 있다고 생각했을지도.
After the contents of his bag were revealed, maybe he thought he'd be the next target.
그럴지도 모르지.
That is a possibility,
정말로 범인이 아니라면.
provided that he's not really the attacker.
얘기 끝난 것 같네.
I guess we're done talking.
가자. 저쪽도 왜 안 오나 하겠어.
Let's go, he might be bored by now.
설득해서 나오는 게 중요해.
It's important that we persuade him to come out.
만약에 말이 안 통하면
What if he doesn't listen?
강제로라도 끌어내야겠죠. 이번에야말로.
We will physically drag him out, this time for sure. Okay, I love this energy.
세일아,
Sail.
착실하네. 문까지 꼭꼭 걸어 잠그고.
How meticulous, he even locked the door.
잠깐 형, 나도 불러볼게.
Wait, let me talk to him.
세일아, 문 열어.
Sail, open the door, let's talk. Are you capable of having a rational conversation?
야! 대화 할랑말랑 하는데 네가 짠 거 아니야?
Hey, you ran away when we were about to have a rational conversation. No, you were about to jump on me like I was the murderer.
그런 게 아니야.
That's not what I...
그럼 아니야? 아니면 나와서 제대로 말해.
If you're not the murderer, then come out and explain.
우리 방침 정한 거 아니었어?
Didn't we agree on something before coming here?
나 빠지라고?
Oh, you want me out?
알겠어.
Fine. Ina put her hands up and stepped back.
약속해. 이제 덮어놓고 몰아세우진 않아.
I'll patiently listen to everything you have to say without accusing you. I promise.
형, 제 스타에서 어떤 캐릭터인지 아시죠?
You know what kind of character you are in Beastars, right?
아,
I...
그건
세일아, 얼굴 보고 얘기해. 그럴 수 있잖아.
Let's talk face to face. Can you at least do that for us?
아니요, 안 되겠어요.
Nope, I can't do that.
기다리지 말고 무대로 가세요.
Stop waiting and go back to the stage.
거긴 위험해.
It's dangerous in there.
또 별로 안 되는 것 같진 않네요.
Probably more dangerous to be with you.
야, 진짜 문 안 여냐? 확 부수고 들어간다.
Hey, open the freaking door. You want us to break in? Sade stopped answering.
혼자만의 시간이 필요하신가 보네.
I guess he needs some time alone.
이렇게 될지도 모른다고 생각하긴
This
했지만
is somewhat expected, but
두고 갈 순 없어.
we can't leave him there.
알아. 그러겠다고 온 거잖아.
I know we came here to bring him with us.
정말 끌어내기라도 해야겠어.
We really should drag him out of there,
잠겼잖아.
but it's locked.
스텝 복도에서 들어가는
There's
뒷문도
a-
있긴 한데.
There's a rear door from the staff corridor.
거긴 폐문이었죠.
It's
전혀 안
closed.
열렸으니까.
It won't even budge.
그럼 몸통 박치기라도 해?
Then what? Bust the door open?
그러다 무너지기라도 하면.
It could cause further collapse. Everyone fell silent. Gyu-hyuk, who was rubbing his hand against his mouth, suddenly raised his head.
마스터 키.
Master key.
마스터 키?
Master
그런 게 있어?
Master key. Is there such a thing?
스텝 중에는 가진 사람이 있다고 들었어.
I heard some staff members have them.
스텝이라면 지금 저 안에 틀어박혀 있는데.
The only staff member locked himself in there.
한 사람 더 있어.
There's one more.
피디님.
Sung-yeon.
조사했을 때 키 같은 건 못 봤는데.
There weren't any keys when we checked earlier.
본 건 상처 쪽이었어.
We only checked
몸수색을 한 건 아니었지.
your wounds. We didn't check the whole body.
확실하게 있다는 보장은 없어. 생각난 것뿐이야.
Well, there is no guarantee that she has it. It just flashed across my mind. Ju-young slowly nodded.
확인해볼 가치는 있어.
It won't hurt to check.
상황을 바꿔야지. 어떻게든.
We need to do anything we can to get him out of there.
도윤아, 부탁해.
Do-Yoon, can you?
난 계속 대화를 시도해볼게.
I'll try to talk him out of it while you're gone.
같이 가.
I'll go with you.
언니, 괜찮겠어?
Ju-young, are you sure?
둘이서 찾으면 더 빠르겠지.
We should be able to find it faster if I go with him.
그거야 그런데.
I know, but...
도윤아, 혼자가 아니야. 가보자.
Do-Yoon, you're not alone. Let's go.
알겠어요. 누나가 괜찮다면.
Alright, if you are okay with it. Gyu-hyuk also gave him a glance.
그 전에 끄집어내 볼게.
And we'll try to bring him out before you come back.
발밑 조심하면서 확인만 부탁해.
Be careful and just check for the key.
확인하고 바로 돌아올게.
We'll be right back. Do-Yoon nodded and headed to the corridor with Ji-young.
그러고 보니까 진동 한참 없어.
Now that I think about it, we haven't been experiencing any tremors.
안정돼서 그런 거면 좋겠는데.
I hope the collapse stopped for good.
언제 또 닥칠지 몰라. 그 전에 세일이를 꺼내야지.
It could happen again at any time. We need to get Sale out of there before that.
가자. 피디님 있는 데까지.
Let's go find Sung-yeon.
심사위원석 근처였던 것 같은데.
It was near the judges section.
절 따라오세요.
Yes, follow me. Sung-yeon's body still looked horrible. They reached out carefully. They checked her jacket and pockets. I don't see it.
조금 더 보죠.
I don't see it. Let's check her other pockets.
저쪽 두 사람 괜찮겠지?
Do you think the other two will be okay?
형이 있으니까요. 이나도 여차면 세리를 잡을 수 있고.
Yes, Gyu-hyuk will take care of the situation and In-ha can play her part with no problem. They couldn't find the master key. Ju-young stopped looking at her watch and raised her head.
사원증은 가져가 봤자 일 테고.
Her employee card will be of no use even if we take it.
어쩔 수 없겠어요.
Oh well.
혹시나 했는데.
Well, we tried our best. Ju-young had a disappointed look on her pale face. Do-yoon checked his watch to see what time it was.
더 보는 건 시간 낭비겠어요. 돌아가자.
It's not worth it to spend any more time here. Let's go back.
다른 방법이 없겠어.
Yeah, I guess we have no other choice.
어땠어?
How did it go?
없었어.
Didn't find anything.
이나는?
Where's In-ha?
스텝 복도 분장실 뒷문 쪽에 갔어.
She went to the staff quarter by the rear door of the dressing
양쪽 문
room.
다 보고 있으려고.
We wanted to guard both doors. Gyu-hyuk stepped back and Ju-young knocked on the dressing room door.
이제 그만 문 열어. 세일아.
Open up now, Sale. I have nothing to say to you. Go away. The door was still locked. Gyu-hyuk shook his head while fiddling with his watch.
이나가 빠져도 요지부동이야.
In-ha was not with them, but it didn't make any difference.
방법이 없나? 진짜로.
Is there really nothing we can do? They blankly stared at the closed door. Another tremor. In-ha! In-ha came out running from the staff corridor.
괜찮아?
In-ha, are you okay?
무너지는 줄 알았어.
I thought the whole place was coming down. Ju-young patted her on the back, waiting for the rumbling to subside.
매번 그랬지만 이번엔 진짜였다.
It's not like the others are tiny, but this one was big.
이번이 제일 셌던 것 같아.
I think this was the biggest one yet.
어떻게 하지? 이젠
What do we do now?
더 꾸물거릴 시간이 없어.
We are running out of time.
강제로라도
Let's
들어가자.
force ourselves in.
무너지면 어떡하려고?
What if it collapses?
반대로 분장실이 무너질 수도 있어.
We can't ignore the possibility of the dressing room coming down either.
뭐든 선택은 해야 되는 상황이야.
We need to make a choice, whatever that
감지할 순
is.
없어.
We can't just leave him in there. Do-Yoon finally agreed with him.
무슨 얘기든 나오게 한 다음이야.
We need to get him out of there first before
무슨 일이
anything.
난다 싶으면 바로 물러서.
Get back immediately if something goes wrong.
그래야겠지.
Sure.
도윤아, 해보자.
Do-Yoon, let's give it a go. Do-Yoon and Gyu-hyuk sit in front of the door side by side.
세일아, 우리 들어간다. 비켜 있어.
Sail, we're coming in. Get back. No response. Suddenly, a leery feeling lingered in the air.
왜 대답이 없지?
Why isn't he answering? Sail!
안 되겠어. 형, 가자.
We need to go in now, Gyu-hyuk. They threw themselves at the door. The door budged but did not open.
안돼, 열려라.
Ugh, come on! They rammed their bodies against the door again. The door catch fell and the door slightly opened. The light was off. He unwittingly followed Gyu-hyuk. Oh my god. Oh, so he's fucking dead. Again. Sail!
이거 그거야? 스스로?
Did he commit suicide?
그렇다고밖에는.
Seems like it.
살겠다고 틀어박힌 거 아니었어?
I thought he locked himself in here to save himself. Inha stood against the wall and panted heavily. Something snapped inside Do-Yoon. His firm volition was dying out at last. He didn't want to think about anything anymore. Time would solve everything, including this twisted situation and conflict, even the hidden truth. He let go of every thought and quieted his mind. Bad ending, mental breakdown. Hint, manage your sanity by carefully monitoring conversations, selections, fatter, recasts, and suggestions. We did it. We actually did it. We got the insanity ending. Whew. Well, this has been Teo Tamara. Thank you so much for watching me drive Do-Yoon up a wall. And I'll see you next time, in which we will, actually do this route, for real. Bye.